Good morning, afternoon, or evening, Rando fans. Today, we have our lovely SMZ3 weekly race. Today is a normal logic race between the four runners you see, plus a few extras, I'm sure. I am Semper Firedog, and I am joined by Captain MD13, my best buddy. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Semper Firedog. It is always a pleasure to work on a Sunday afternoon doing some rando commentary, and this match will be something pretty good. We've got JC87, Astor, Aussie 101, and Hydropower, as you said before. These folks will be putting on a fantastic show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is normal logic, so we should not be expecting too much anything, I should say, in the way of suitless Meridia or hell runs, unless somebody decides they want to do it anyway.
I hope not. I hope it's a nice, clear-cut, quick race. No trolls today. Just nice, good, all nicely good stuff. Goodly, nice stuff. Whatever.
Well, we shall see. I don't know if it's just me, but normal logic seems to put a lot more items bouncing back and forth between places because you can't do hell runs in suitless Meridia. But
Just
maybe that's
because
just
it
me.
says normal doesn't mean it's easier.
Exactly. As for what I am looking to see, I can't remember the last time SMZ3 had a pedestal seed on the weeklies. It's certainly been a couple of months, at least from my experience.
Yeah, there's so many more checks to have that it's just so much more unlikely to have something useful.
Very true. Nevertheless, one can hope. But for those who have not seen, for those who have not seen the Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer, the two games are brought together through the magic of some very good, talented modders, and the fact that the Link to the Past and Super Metroid memory placement within the Super Nintendo's RAM are conveniently in two separate locations, allowing the two games to exist together without causing any hiccups. There are 4 cross-game portals in both games that normally lead to useless locations within the respective games that will allow our runners to transition to the other game.
Yes, there is a portal between Criteria and the Fortune Teller's Hut near Link's house, Death Mountain and Upper Norfair, the rear end of Meridia and the Dark Ice Rod Cave, and Lower Norfair and the Misery Mire Shed on the right.
Yes, and the logic does take those 4 locations into account when telling the runners where to go for their goodies. But we should be getting started in just a moment, folks.
The best thing about the SMZ3 combo, I think, or one of the more entertaining things, is that the flute, which is normally required for a Link to the Past run, may not be required because of that Super Metroid portal. So people may have to travel back and forth through that more than once, hopefully not more than once, but more than once to get to where they need to go.
Yes, indeed. The way back there, if you can either make sure you have Space Jump and Varia Suit to make your way past the regular Lower Norfair entrance, or you can take the back way, which requires Gravity Suit, requires, I think, Varia and Gravity Suit to get to the Gold Torizo Screw Attack reward. And that is where that portal lies.
I would definitely not mind seeing a pedestal seed. That would be kind of interesting. Like maybe a hook shot on pet or something, a bow on pet, something like that. Something different. You know, something that's trolly but not horrible. You know, not like an ice rod in the back of Ridley or something. You know.
Yeah, Bo was in a pretty nasty spot on Monday's normal logic seed. It was in the Maiden's Chest in Pendant Thieves Town. But it looks like we are off.
Now, all 4 of our runners, the game always starts in Super Metroid because you can change the inputs for your buttons there, and then most of the time, all the runners will go straight to um, Link to the Past to the first portal, which is right down the shaft from where they started.
Yes, now there is one check that is in logic in the normal mode, and that is at Vanilla Morph Ball, and only Vanilla Morph Ball, but it looks like everybody is going straight to A Link to the Past, getting a Lake Hylia check, and it is just $5.
Oh, what a disappointing bloopy. And we get an energy tank as the first item in Link's house. Oh, and a Morph Ball in Sanctuary. Oh my.
Now that's a nice early orb.
Definitely gonna just say go straight. Just go back to Metroid. Just go. We don't want to.
Got our first You first, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I saw a crystal on Hera and a pendant on Eastern, but I did not see Desert.
I believe Desert is also a crystal. Got a tree pull from Hydropower, and I believe the tier 3 is bombs. Meanwhile, take a look at JC, who is going to the South Shore first. Very interesting play.
And thank you to the main Speed Gaming channel for joining us with a party of 139 people. Welcome to the SMZ3 week.
Yes, we are indeed just getting started, ladies and gentlemen, as they're now picking up their Morph Ball in the Sanctuary. So yeah, folks, we got a Morph Ball in the Sanctuary, and our first Power Bombs flooded underneath the dam.
And our Lumberjack Ledge was a piece of heart, so acronym will not be required for that item.
All right, everybody's got their Morph Balls now, so it is time to continue through the Sphere Zeros. Aussie picking up I believe this is the tier 2 tree pull, since it appears he took damage, and it's big 20s.
Bombs and big 20s are definitely a nice start. And he got the best meringue in the Thieves.
Oh, I'm apparently mistaken. The big 20s are the tier 1 tree pull. Hydropower also just pulled the tree.
And bush crabs are dropping singles. That's
boring. But yeah, big 20s is the tier 1 and bombs is the tier 3. Fairly solid pulls. We're getting a stun prize check from Aussie 101, and it is just a single heart.
It looks like the tier 2 was hearts as well, so.
All right.
Aussie's making the first check in Kakariko Village in the back of tavern with my first.
A level 1 or especially a fire shield, you never realize how useful those are until you're fighting blind with it, and you realize it's saving a lot of health damage.
Most people say that they're just there for lag, but sometimes they provide just a little bit of.
Just 2 arrow cap upgrades, a missile pack, and a blue rupee so far in the back of Blind's hut, and the final item being another energy tank. So we're at 2 energy tanks for Super Metroid. We need at least 3 to beat the game.
The rest of that area was trash, though. It was pretty boring. And now we're going to get a check at the bottom of the well from Asder while everybody in Aussie is heading down to. Looks like he's going to the.
Yeah, this is going to work out because he's going to get some extra power up, his first set of power bombs to go with that Morph Ball. Nothing in the. Oop, I stand corrected. The bottom of the well having a lamp and a fairy in a bottle.
That opens up Sick Kid and lets us see in the dark, so that's very helpful in my opinion.
Oh yeah, you always want an early lamp. But it looks like Aussie actually dipped out of CAC early, it appears, because I don't believe, yeah, he never checked bottom of the well after Blind's hideout.
Yeah, he's not missing out on much.
For now.
Super missiles in the chicken hut.
Now, I do not believe we've had a look at the bottle vendor.
I don't think anybody's had enough cash to talk to him yet either.
A bottle for a bottle. How
The sick
appropriate.
kid just gave us his medicine. Like what? What's going on here?
I don't know, but 2 bottles this early, both with fairly good items, is I'm most certain those too many Moldorms should have been KO'd there just now, but
Yeah,
clearly
I
bomb explosions
definitely
just don't work.
don't understand what that was. I saw the same thing you did, and those mini Moldorms were like, nah, not.
Cool, Moldorms don't look at explosions.
Silver
And
arrows in mini Moldorm cave. That's always a nice sight.
yeah, that's not too bad at all. So early silvers means you're pretty much guaranteed to have a decent Ganon fight, even if you're stuck on Master Sword. We get a heart piece on the Lumberjack ledge, and the Crystallite Desert, as I'm now seeing on Astor's screen, is red. So it turns out Desert is a 5/6 crystal.
And it's a heart container on the race game. JC's making a hard reset to go into Super Metroid. As there looks like he's going to go make the self chart checks, while Aussie's going to check out Ice Rod Cave, which we have not seen yet.
I'm curious as to why JC elected to go back to Sword and Ice Rod Cave. I'm curious as to why JC decided to go back to Super Metroid as early as he did, considering that he still had a good chunk of the Eastern Palace area to check. With the lamp, we can go all the way through Eastern Palace up to the Vanilla Big Key chest.
He could be banking on getting Morph Ball and Power Bombs early to saying that the seed is telling him to go.
Very possible.
But I'm not a logic reader. I just play the game, so I don't know. Aussie's gonna go do the escape sequence, the dungeon and the back of escape, most likely because he has a sword.
Yeah, and we do know that the back of escape, assuming we do find the key, will be in logic since we have a fire source to get, or a lamp, I should say, to get back. We know where the lamp is. Aussie doesn't, but Aussie is the kind of guy that will gladly, try to skip whole areas if possible. The famous Bryn skip, of course.
And JC having a little bit of trouble with the Alcatraz escape. This is not an easy trick to do. he's tired of that. So he's like, I'm out. I don't blame him. I hate that. I can't do it. So.
All right, JC checking out Terminator. Gives us a 3rd energy tank.
Oh, that's helpful. I'm always down for getting more health in Super Metroid because a death in Super Metroid is far more catastrophic than one Link to the.
You don't have to tell me twice. Back of Gauntlet has the missile pack and the Zora tunic. Oh wait, wrong game.
Well, you'll be able to breathe underwater at least. Briefly.
Nah, but blue mail is early blue mail would definitely not be a bad idea, especially since we're not exactly doing super solid on hearts right now.
I do not believe the gauntlet is in logic until we get a can fly item, though.
Correct. Yeah, because we still need either space jump or morph ball bombs to do that, or speed booster can get us up there.
JC's going to check out the early supers location by doing a mock ball here, most likely. Maybe. There's another sword there.
Indeed. Honestly, not finding much so far in the front of escape. I know the second chest. Uh-oh, never mind. That's something.
Oh, boots in the early supers location. And space jump. Holy cow, there goes our mobility. Now we can do everything.
Well, now we actually can fly.
So it's a sword, a space jump, boots. What else is up here? Come on, something else. Come on. An energy tank. That's good.
Wow, the Super Metroid Hype Cave, ladies and gentlemen.
Which means that Speed Booster is going to be coming up soon, I have a feeling. As
I would-
our tracker Link Force is pointing out, It's out of logic.
That is very true. Aussie, meanwhile, is on his way to the Dark Cross. Does have a small key in tow, so that does mean he will be able to get all the way to the back of Escape.
I definitely did not see if there was anything useful in this game. You did mention something, but I wasn't sure.
Yes, there was a cape in Zelda Cell, and the second chest was
my
another
God.
sword upgrade.
I started third sword already.
That's pretty good, and everybody's going to be getting that probably, so you have to figure at this point Tempered Sword Silverless is almost all but assured to our runners.
What do you mean silverless? We got silvers?
Did I say silverless? I meant silvered.
Unless you want to lose them.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't think so either.
But yes, going back on to Aussie for a second, he did find the magic cape in the back of Zelda's cell. So with lamp and sword, guess what? That already puts Aga 1 into logic.
Right, the Master Sword is already in logic too, so we definitely had that even without the.
Well, the master, yes, because one of the swords in Super Metroid is in logic. The other one is, well, actually, the first sword.
Both of them are.
Yeah, that sword isn't in logic because all you have to do is fall down the thingy.
That was a nice escape from Mazda, though.
Back of Escape, meanwhile, only having a big 20 and 3 bombs, which I think are also the same 2 items that were. Oh no, that was cape and bombs. Never mind. Something red and bombs, both in the front and back of Escape.
Mazda's already got 5 energy tanks.
Yeah, his choice to stick around and Link to the Past a little longer before switching over to Super Metroid is going to give him a little extra sturdiness on the field for a bit.
I don't see him getting any more energy tanks. We don't need that. He's too good of an SM1. Don't need anything.
Can't argue with you on that one. Getting a look at the charge beam area now, and it's missiles and nothing else of significant value so far. Oh, and it looks like Aussie is going back for Blind's hideout.
Looks like JC is going to farm up some supers to attempt to do the Spore Spawn skip.
Yeah, he's only running on 5 super missiles, so not a lot of ammo. Having 5 power bombs too also doesn't make this venture very comfortable. Because what you don't want to do is run out of power bombs in a room where you still need bombs to get out.
That is absolutely true. That's a very bad deal. And I was going to say, I presume that the death from hydropower was on purpose, and it indeed was. There's our second shield in the Green Hill Zone.
So we're getting all of our progressive offense and defense gear rather quickly, all things considered. We already got Fire Shield. We know about Tempered Sword, and we have Pegasus Boots as well, so we can go fast. Now we're just looking for Speed Booster, then the speed run can really begin. Dark Cross had our 3rd bottle.
Well, I guess we're going to be drinking today. JC is ascending Red Tower, which is not that easy, but it's not that hard. I mean, I'm not that good at it, and I'm pretty bad, so, I mean, though getting rid of those rippers makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, with Space Jump, this is a perfectly doable in-logic check. Looks like Aster got the Wave Gate skip there.
For disappointment.
So a lot of convenience items, a lot of offense items, but we're still missing really a hint on where to go next. We can check, as mentioned earlier, we could check all of Eastern except the boss, because we don't have the bow. We have not seen, I don't believe, Agina's cave, or the desert ledge.
We have not.
And
I believe Upper Norfair is in logic, so they can get to the mountain.
I think so, yeah. And unfortunately, with our swords and the lamp, we could also do Aga 1, which, granted, if you get Tempered Sword by this point and you have to start thinking about Aga, I would begin to think that at least with Tempered Sword, it wouldn't be that painful.
No, that's a pretty easy area to get through with just with tempered. And we have no sight nor sound of a glove anywhere, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, or a Moon Pearl either, so that also locks out a couple of that also locks out a lot, I should say. Azure is showing us X-ray here.
Oh, the mirror.
Ooh, that's an interesting one because since we can get to the mountain, that puts Tower of Hera as full clearable since we have a fire source and a valid weapon for Moldorm.
Yes, indeed. The bow. Somebody got the bow? Where was the bow?
I believe might have been in front of
Alpha
Gauntlet.
pistols? Are you kidding me? Wow. So now Eastern Palace is fully clearable, and there's the morph ball bombs in the Bryn ceiling, which right now I would say it's in logic because it's not logic for hydropower, but it is in logic because we know that space jump is
Right.
but space jump is out of logic. So
Yeah, so that's speed. The only thing locking that though is speed booster, so we still can't be too far from speed booster as you had said earlier.
I have a feeling hydropower is going to give us a look at the room adjacent to the morph ball pedestal, which was just 5 bomb capacity, which is kind of poop.
Aster is showing us Spazer, which is screw attack.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay, so that puts the gauntlet fully in logic, or no, okay, doable, easily doable. Not logic yet, but it's easily doable.
Actually, it pretty much trivializes the majority of Norfair and Ridley's layer as well. Space jump plus screw attack. Yeah, Norfair's free today. Ooh, JC's gotta be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, that acid bath was not comfortable. Azur's making his way towards Kraid. Ossie's getting his plethora of items in the early Supers location. I really don't know what else to call that room, so that's what I call it.
Fair enough. I call it the back of Speed Booster Bridge.
The Brinstar Reserve. Okay, thank you, Link Force. I'm not familiar with all the room names yet, obviously. There's too many room names to remember.
Alright, Asder giving us our first boss of the game, giving us a look at Kraid here. Now we will see if Kraid decides to give a standing ovation for Asder.
I'm gonna say probably not, but we'll never. Oh, no, I don't doubt it. Oh, I was wrong.
It looks like Asder elected to not use super missiles on that fight.
Kraid giving us nothing but a heart piece.
Now, we can full clear Eastern and Hera. The only thing stopping us from full clearing Desert right now is either the book or a way to the Lower Norfair portal or Titan's Mid's Flute and then Mirror.
Guess we also need a set of gloves to get to the backside, so there's quite a few items we need to get.
Kraid's E-Tank is missiles.
Kraid's area was utter garbage than Kraid himself, which would be arguable because he sometimes is considered garbage too. So now Asder's going to go down to the business center. I'm going to say he's probably going to check the high jump room location and then go back to Link to the Past. Would be my.
Indeed, if he finds a hammer or a hook shot, That would be best case scenario for him because that allows him to access East Death Mountain on top of full clearing Tower of Hera. All right, second item in the high jump zone is an energy tank, and the primary high jump item itself is a heart piece.
A little bit of value in those energy tanks, and he's got 6 of them now, so he's pretty set for life.
Yeah, the only thing that in Astor's case where he might start considering getting some extra E-tanks is if, for whatever reason, Various Suit is MIA for the longest time and he has to grand hell run to Ridley, but there was Gravity Suit and Croc Escape.
Always bet on Croc, my friend.
Yeah, it certainly worked out last Monday, that's for sure. I think Croc had Gravity Suit last week, or on Monday.
And the moat was just a super missile, and we're gonna get to see what is under the ocean. As just going down to check the back end of Crumble Tower. I guess the top end of Crumble Tower.
Just some missiles.
I did not see what was under the ocean.
It was, I think it was either bombs or a big 20, or it might have actually been missiles. It was missiles.
The chat's not exploding in excitement, so it wasn't anything important. I usually bet on chat telling me that I missed something before I notice it. As was making a hell run to the ice beam location, which was nothing, so he's going to reset and go back to the...
Yeah, most likely he's probably going to hell run a Croc after this as well, because, yeah, getting that gravity suit now will make life a lot easier later. Especially...
Just found our 7th available energy tank.
Okay, that's an extra bit of safety right before Fantoon. That's not too bad.
And then there's Asdor on Death Mountain. He's going to go rescue the old man while JC's making his way into Fantoon, which is not that easy at this stage of the...
Yeah, 4E tank suitless is not the best circumstance for sure, and without screw attack, if you accidentally do enrage Fantoon with a super missile, that phase can be particularly dangerous. No beam upgrades doesn't help either in this case, because no wider area to tackle the flames.
I am still not familiar with the patterns of this Ghost of Argus. He drives me nuts when I'm trying to...
Yeah, Fantoon can take either a short time, medium time, or a long time to open his eye. I think that one was middle of the road-ish, but not the most pleasant either way. The old man gave us 10 sticks for the rescue. There are 5 missiles inside super missiles inside Spectacle Rock and outside Spectacle Rock.
He's going to go to Hera, which makes perfect sense. It's a crystal. Get it done.
Yeah, if you could find Hammer or even Book would be nice, because then you can check Ether Tablet on the way out.
Yes, indeed, sir.
Instant big key in Tower of Hera, so not necessarily a trip needing a return trip to the basement that just yet.
Grapple beam. That puts Wreck Ship into logic?
Wreck Ship was technically in logic as soon as we... actually it does. That is our logical access right now to Wreck Ship. Because the space jump is out of logic. You're absolutely right.
I know, man. I said it for... I said it for a reason.
I blanked for a second when I heard it initially. I was like, wait a minute. Need to connect dots. Ellipses in progress. There we go. And on the subject of there we go, JC has taken down Fantoon. Very low on health in the process, but manages to pull it off with style.
Our tracker Link Force is correct in me saying that the mirror was screw attack locked, so technically we're still out of.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes I see now.
This is the problem with sequence breaking.
Yeah,
What
the
did I
one.
What did I say? Did I not say space jump? Or did I say... Oh, you know what I meant.
Now, not much going on in Tower of Hera. I don't remember if we saw the second item yet. But given that we have seen no key, that means we have. So,
Yeah, there wasn't
Hera.
anything exciting there.
So, Hera was not the answer, or at least not the progression, but it does give Asder's first crystal.
Ozzy takes down Kraid after getting him to stand up and dance for a little bit.
Well, we've had 2 dances so far today. Let's see if Hydra and JC will give us some more.
This is a scary place to be with no suits and 4 energy tanks. A wrecked ship is horrible. This place is just bad.
Especially Spiky Room of Death.
There's a reason it has that name. Asder is making a hell run to Bubble Mountain. Which all of this is out of logic for normal mode. For hard mode, this would be acceptable, but not in normal.
Yeah. Regardless, however, we are going to be getting a lot of new information from in between JC and JC needing to be extremely careful right now.
Them spikes don't mess around. I think the ones on the floor do 80 and the falling ones do like 200.
I think it's 120-ish or something very high. Oh, 200. I stand corrected.
It's close. I mean, that's ridiculous. There's our other mail upgrade in the Bubble Mountain Reserve location. And
oof.
he did save before coming in here, though, so he's not terribly worried.
Just power bombs and a big 20 in Bubble Mountain Reserve.
So Asder's going to not retain that blue mail he picked up. So both of the mail upgrades for Link are in Super Metroid. That's convenient.
So are most of his swords at this moment.
Now we had the bow in Logic. Correct?
Yeah.
That's in Logic.
Yeah, that was Alpha Missiles. That was free.
So I'm willing to bet that our progression is going to be in Eastern Palace.
I'm inclined to agree at this point, seeing as, and the thing that I would wager is in Eastern Palace at this point is Speed Booster.
That would be the one that unlocks most of our items, yes.
Yeah, because that will give us our Space Jump and our Pegasus Boots, which is pretty much the catalyst needed to get this whole sequence-breaking rigmarole we started with to come to a close.
JC did pick up the 300 rupees in this, and he's not going to keep it.
Yeah, given... Speed Booster just had a green rupee. And I would given that since JC knows now that it is a 300, after that he's probably not going to keep it.
It's definitely not worth the time sink. That's just going down to check the wave beam location. Whereas Aussie has managed to pick up blue man.
Yeah, I think he picked up Heated Gauntlet. And he's going to Hera.
JC's clearing out the attic of Rex ship. Killing all the enemies and then opening both doors means you don't have to kill both enemy or kill all the enemies the second time you come back. So it's kind of nice to get it done and over with. The first.
Absolutely. And since the key is in the basement, no need to go down there at all today.
As they're going for a glitch or gate glitch to try to get into Croc, and he got.
Very nicely done. Shouldn't be too long before Astor gets his gravity suit then.
And hydropower took Kraid to the dance as well.
Oh, we're getting close to a full ballroom here tonight, folks. We're just waiting to see what JC's response to Kraid's prom invitation is.
I am curious as to why JC did not check missiles in the sky or any other item. He wants to get a look at the Rex ship reserve before going out there. This item is speed booster lock, so if it is something important, they will have to come back. And it's not. It's just 20 rupees.
Yeah, no need to worry about that. We know speed booster's got to show up eventually, but not for that item, at the very least.
It's got to be like Eastern Palace or Athena's Cave, somewhere along those. I don't think it can be in Super Metroid.
I don't think so either. Oh, apparently we got a Dark World map check as well. Our other two pendants are at Skull, Woods, and Pod, with Pod being our green pendant, and Total Rock being our other 5/6 crystal. Yeah, Link Force, our tracker, being the amazing eagle eye that he is.
He's a boss, man. He's a boss. And we are joined by Mind of Me as our second tracker. She's going to be joining us, which is outstanding. We have two outstanding trackers now. We're going to be, you and I are going to be out of a job, man. You know, we got nothing to do.
I don't think it's that bad. But yeah, let's see where this puts us here. So Pod and Skullwoods are our two pendants. So there is not much that is needed to clear those two dungeons at this point. Literally, all we need is Hammer and Fire Rod. That's it. And Dark World Access, of course.
It's three items, or three items that we need to get it to it, and that could be a pretty good indication that there's something up.
Yeah, it's certainly looking good for right now. And, but yeah, going back on where our progression could be, I have to, I'm gonna laugh if it's in Agina's cave.
And we're gonna say thank you to Speed Gaming 2 for joining us with their party of 67. Welcome to the SMZ3 weekly race. We are 33 minutes into a very active season, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, we've had a lot going on in the last 30 minutes. Some very interesting finds, and we've just now recently gotten our pendant and crystal set up. But we are currently, for most of the runners at the very least, in the process of trying to uncover the secrets of a major sequence break. So we found Space Jump and Pegasus boots in Green Brinstar Reserve. But we don't know where Speed Booster is, since we mockballed to get those items. And Space Jump ended up locking out a couple of items, including Mirror and... including Mirror. So... We're trying to unravel...
Consequently grapple beam, yes. So... Our spots for the progression of Speed Booster is being narrowed down smaller and smaller by each check these run. We know that it's not available to us on Death Mountain right now. We know it's not in Kakariko. We know it's not in the Dam or Ice Palace or the Ice Rod Cave. Asdar just picked up his gravity suit, and Aussie just died.
Ooh. Yeah, I took a death in Bubble Mountain. I think he saved, though, because it looks like I saw the save station flagged as pink on his map screen. So, yeah, he's fine.
To answer a question from our tracker, reminded me, yes, we do have the lamp.
Um, yeah, everybody went to... I think everybody went to get that. Aussie went back. Aussie went back for it eventually. I think.
And Asder is going into Meridian.
This is interesting, especially considering that that gravity suit was very locked.
Yes, this is a very interesting decision to make. That looked like magic powder and crab supers.
Sure was.
I think we're getting our first check of Sahasrara's closet. Maybe?
It sure is, but it's all ammunition and a heart piece.
Is JC going to be the first one to take the gamble and go to fight Aghanim? No. Well, maybe. I forgot. That's not the way to go. Nope. He's going down.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he's picked up the cape yet from Zelda's cell.
3 swords, no gloves, no hammer, no pearl. Eastern Palace is calling. And Hydropower's our first one to step inside, so here we go.
Yeah, no luck in Mama Turtle, as they're only finding rupees in there.
First item in Eastern is the map, so now we can see where we're going. Or at least figure out a way to get there. Asder's going up to check the beach and subsequently the watering hole to catch the bug net. Although underwater, it might be a fish net. No?
Probably. Alright, second chest of Eastern gives us our, I believe that is our second nope tank. The first one was on the bottle vendor.
That's definitely not helpful.
Asder finding the fire rod in the watering hole along with a 7th energy tank for Asder.
That's an important find. That's out of logic, I believe.
It is out of yeah, all of Meridia.
This is getting a really deep hole of out of logicness.
Yeah, pretty much all of Meridia actually is out of logic right now because
It's
since gravity's right.
And JC remember to drop his fairy off before trying to death. So
Good move.
Exactly, very smart. And Asder's going down to check the aqueducts.
Yeah, gonna be kind of difficult to. You won't be able to actually get into Aqueduct without a snail clip, due to the fact that there is no ice beam or speed booster to be found right now.
Yeah, that's what he's going for. This is not an easy trick to perform. You basically have to have the snail at the... That's a really fast snail that keeps zooming by.
Maybe the snail has our speed booster?
Maybe. It's like Echoes. He took it and he's using it on his own.
Actually, that makes sense. He is clinging to the wall, so he has Spider Ball by default.
And our second item in Eastern Palace was a missile pack, so that's very...
That puts
we
our...
we have one more item to check, right?
Yeah, Armos Knights, which Hydra elects to not... Oh, never mind. Apparently it was the third item.
I definitely missed the second item then.
Reminded me our tracker is saying there was a heart piece.
This is why that's why we pay them the big bucks. Because they see the things that we.
So yeah, JC has elected to not gamble AGA 1, but Asder did get to the top of Aqueduct and is paid with the X-ray scope and decides to pass up on some actual pay and does not get the rupees.
It's an interesting decision to get the X-ray scope. Like, its value is very limited.
Well, in Asder's case, it's still early enough where, assuming we find plasma and charge relatively soon, there are 3. Well, there's a glove in the right side sand pit.
That's hugely out of logic. Oh my
Hugely
goodness.
out of logic, true, but still a glove nonetheless. And I believe Asder does have grapple beam, so we make it a Shack tool check here.
Hydropower is giving us our first look at the Guinness Cave.
Indeed. I don't believe Desert Ledge had anything of significant value.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that puts Death Mountain properly into logic. Well, actually, we had logical access to it from earlier, so.
Oh my.
And indeed, we are getting a Shack tool check here from Asder.
41 minutes in, we're already a Shack tool. Out of logic. Like, this whole Asder's gonna be out of logic for the next half hour, probably.
Yeah, until we figure out where Speed Booster is chilling.
And it was not in any of the places that I thought it would be, so now I'm kind of baffled.
Yeah, it
Zora,
wasn't in
maybe?
Eastern. True. The glove gives us access to Zora. Which, Hydra's actually doing a Houlihan. That may be what he's thinking.
Well, we need Varia or Speed Booster would put some things back in logic, but right now, we don't have any. We also did get a mushroom out of logic, so that could be something as well.
It was in the room with Space Jump and Pegasus Boots, no less, so if this is progression, then this is also out of logic.
It's not progression, but it's definitely useful.
Does the Shack Tool T-Break usually take this long?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe Asder's using the restrooms. Yeah, Shackle's coming back.
he's just concerned for Asder. He wanted to check up on him.
He's like, hey, buddy, you're supposed to follow me.
Got whacked by him, too. Tried to wake him up.
He's gonna come back by again, too. Hydropower is farming rupees outside of Desert to go to Zora.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Asder is slowly getting his health chipped. Oh, there he goes. And our reward for Shack Tool is... Oh, he's out of power bombs.
That's poo.
Oh yeah, he has. What? I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't just use the. Chad points out he has X-ray visor.
He probably forgot. It's not one of those items you think about on a regular basis. Oh, and he got a couple PBs, so he can go back in. He's gonna kick himself when he realizes he has X-ray.
Hydra is electing to mix in a fake flipper along with this Zora check here. Is going to check the hobo real fast.
Oh, and Shack Tool just had a piece of heart.
A little bit of love.
Yeah, that's Shack Tool live. Good man.
Takes that little bit of love quite literally to heart. Hobo, meanwhile, giving us Wave Beam. First beam upgrade of the afternoon.
It's a nice item to have. I mean, wave beam's definitely useful.
Yeah, a little extra AoE on the beam. No need to worry about walls.
Yeah, now you can hide behind a wall and safely kill your enemies. It's kind of nice.
I mean, I know walls are merely a suggestion in the Metroid Prime games, but at least with Wave Beam, it's quite literally a suggestion.
I'm going to have to say that we're probably looking at an Agassiz here.
Unless Zora has Speed Booster, I'm forced to agree. Because we got the cape, sword, we've gotten our swords and cape and lamps super early.
And
Those
it
are
is
all free.
possible that Zora has flippers in the ledge. Oh, the ledge has the hook.
Fascinating. Yeah, if this is vanilla flippers, that could open up a lot of locations where Speed Booster could be hiding, including East Death Mountain.
Vanilla flippers, the one place you're never gonna look. That'd be hilarious. Nope.
No, it is still a scam. Yeah, there might be something on Pyramid Ledge at this point. We're running out of options.
Oh, 100 Power's going for a sprite deletion to get a fake flipper to go down the waterfall. Or Ancilla, whatever. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the Ancilla strat. Yeah, he got the first splash, but did not get the second.
Minded me saying that the fourth sword is in the left sandpit.
Fascinating. So we now know of all of our swords. And Hydropower remembering to throw the red boomerang to the left, but only has about enough bombs for one more try at this.
This does not look like an easy trick to do.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't get under the waterfall in time. The boomerang got back to him.
I would really appreciate if one of our runners would get us back in logic so we know what the heck's going on.
Indeed. JC is giving us a look at Shaft Supers, but we're unfortunately Speed Booster locked out until we can, for this item as well. But yeah, at this point, I'm starting to think that despite all we have seen, this is probably an Agassiz. If I had to wager, Hydra's making the play right now.
I can't tell if JC's going up or down at this point. it's such a there's no vertical movement noticing there. It's just all the same. And it was just 5 arrow capacity upgrade at the top of the Shaft Super, so that's not where we're going either.
Yeah, looks like we're doing Aga, folks.
Finally, somebody's taking the gamble. I don't even think it's a gamble at this point. There's nothing left to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if at this point it is Speed Booster on Speed Booster or Flippers on Pyramid Ledge could work. Because then that would put the hook shot into logic.
Could also be something as simple as the Moon Pearl, which could give us some more checks to do in Dark World. Very few of them, of course, but actually, without any items that we have right now, we couldn't even use any portals. So yeah, it's got to be something.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know where Moon Pearl's going to wind up, but it's going to be someplace really stupid at this point.
Well, at least we've ruled out some of the stupid locations already. We know Shack Tool doesn't have it.
True. I'm thinking more like,
Frankerzy, somewhere crazy?
Yeah, like in Norfair or something, because what if it's Variasuit on the Pyramid Ledge?
That'd be entertaining. Asdor now has 8 energy tanks, which I believe is enough to do the stand-up glitch if we find Charge Beam and all the other nice accompaniments.
Yeah, that is the one downside. We still don't have charge beam, so while the logic expects you to have charge beam anyway, you can just use an appropriate complement of super missiles and regular missiles, and in Ridley's case, power bombs to still beat the game without it. Oh,
Billy
Zora's.
Mays has flippers and half magic, so that's in logic.
I want to say yes, because yeah, Billy Mays only needs morph ball and power bombs at the least. So yeah, suddenly the prospect of progression on Pyramid Ledge just took a skydive.
Yeah. Which means the Aga play is probably not the right idea.
Unless it's Moon Pearl or Hammer on the Pyramid, in which case this was required one way or another.
Let's hope that he's not wrong. There ain't nothing like feeling an Aga play when
Actually, yeah, I'm curious as to why runners didn't do Billy Mays while they had, I mean, I can understand low power bombs, but yeah, we had runners in the vicinity earlier and they didn't go to Billy Mays.
Not only that, there was bombs in the ceiling right before that, so they could have not needed the power bombs to get up.
And I don't remember seeing too many blue balls on Hydra Power's end, so that was pretty solid Aga 1 fight.
Maybe one or two. I definitely
I
didn't
think
see
it was
very many.
probably one. Pyramid Ledge has just a missile pack.
That's a bad feeling. Which means our value is probably going to be in East Death Mountain when JC gets.
Yeah, and given Astor's in Rex ship, I don't foresee him taking any trips to Blue Brindstar anytime in the semi-near future. I think Hydropower has actually just realized what's happened and is heading back to in the direction of Retro Brinstar.
Yeah, it's probably right.
But yeah, right now, JC finally giving us the finally helping us untie the knot that is the logic of this seed.
Where were the high jump boots? They were in the middle of the ocean. Or the middle ocean item. I didn't even see him pick those up.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see those either.
Oh my goodness.
Again, another convenience item, but it doesn't really give us anything to go on.
It's more like I'm missing things. Like I can't. How am I not seeing these things happen?
I think it is because everybody's eyes right now were on Hydropower for checking Aga and something along that line.
And this is going to be the Hydropower when Hydropower kicks himself when he sees what's up here.
Yeah, and he was it was Hydra who was trying to splash delete earlier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because yeah, that's this is gonna be very unfortunate.
I really wish I could make that jump.
Oh yeah, there's high jump.
There they are. Okay. Yeah, I definitely did not see that.
So what else does that open up? That opens up the hookshot, as we mentioned. That opens up Waterfall Fairy.
Yes, because we were unable to flipper that without the Moon Pearl. For whatever reason, The fake flip, the moon pearl is what allows you to stand back up after or allows you to get the water walking glitch after entering the waterfall fairy cave. I don't know why.
And alternatively, our out of logic Pegasus boots can let us set that up as well.
Truth. Either way, it's still an out of logic check. Well, now it's in logic because we have flippers.
If it was really so simple as Billy Mays to Waterfall Fairy, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for the people who have not who just didn't bother to do that. Azra's gonna go check the wreck ship reserve, even though he doesn't have space to get up there. We already know it's $20. He wants to know.
Yeah, that'll at least put his mind at ease that he does not have to come back. Now with wreck ship cleared, I think Asder is unfortunately going to have to... He's either going to do one of two things. He's going to continue breaking this logic chain, and, well, he can't even go to Skull Woods. No Moon Pearl or Hammer. So, yeah, Asder's going to get bottlenecked in a second by...
He's gonna have to go back to Link to the Past.
Well, he's still got to pick up his flippers.
And he is going away from where they are.
I don't remember... Well, actually, Asder's just never been to Retro Brinstar at all yet, because he's still missing that bow, too. So, I would actually wager after Red Tower he might be heading in that direction.
Probably. Also, you just picked up the 300 rupees in the wreck ship reserve. Not the wreck ship reserve.
Spiky Room of Death.
Yeah, the Spiky Room of Death. That's the one.
And with all the energy tanks, he is just smacking himself on the spikes to get out of the room faster.
I mean, you've got gravity suit, you've got 8, 9, 10 energy tanks. Yeah, you're good. I mean, you can do anything you want to it.
Yeah, it's the old saying, the safer you are, the more reckless you'll be.
Okay, I lied. Having a gravity suit doesn't help with spikes at all.
Yeah, when spikes are considered like environmental damage, Variosuit's the only thing that saves you on that regard.
I learn something new every day. I can never remember which is which. JC is going to be our 4th runner into Gray. I wonder if he's going to get the quick kill. If he does, he's going to be the only one. Hydropower is headed up to the Waterfall Fairy. And he did get it. Waterfall Fairy is trash.
So it looks like our way to put this whole logic chain back together is definitely East Death Mountain. And it's another fairy of bees.
Outstanding.
Aussie's seeing Wreck Ship Reserve now, too. And Hydra is going to go right back for that hook shot. Now, I'm curious to know if he's going to walk up to King Zora and just throw a bomb in there for good measure.
With 2 bombs, I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Gotta save those things. Those things are valuable for right.
Yeah, and as I predicted, Aster is now going through Blue Brinstar, so he is actually going to... this is going to give him some sense of guidance here as to where to go next. We know Aga 1 is, in fact, not the play, at least not yet.
Hydropower is going to save and quit and go straight to the mountain and go east to Death Mountain. Like, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, the only way Aga could still have been required is if, like, Hammer is in pot or something.
And pawns dependent, which is, it's likely that there is something of value in there. Mirror was in the X-ray room, and Fire Rod was in the watering hole.
Yeah, pretty much anything found in Meridia is out of logic until we find Variasuit.
We've been out of logic for like 25 minutes.
It's been way longer than 25 minutes. But Hydropower now finally giving us our look at Paradox Cave. Lots of new checks coming through this tunnel.
There's our third reserve tank. $20.
To answer question, chat, we have not done any boots checks, if you can believe it.
There's our Moon Pearl and our fourth bottle. And Quake.
Alright, Moon Pearl and Quake is good, but that still doesn't give us proper Dark World access without the hammer.
He's gonna go do Spiral Cave next.
The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. Art piece on the floating island.
I think we can pretty much rely on Hydropower to remain in logic because he has been. I think he's been the only one who stayed in logic this whole.
For the most part, yes. Although Astor appears to be following in Hydropower's footsteps now to the Zora area, so Astor is going to see that hookshot and most likely start thinking about East Death Mountain. But Spyro...
He's inside Spec Rock, picking up the super missiles there. He's going to line up, or he's going to try a hover, and he didn't make it.
So Spyro Cave only had 5 arrows, so... all East Death Mountain really gave us that we know is of value, but otherwise might be questionable value, is, Quake.
And Moon Pearl.
Yeah, and Moon Pearl. Well, as I meant to say, Quake is questionable, Moon Pearl was definitely value, and we get our Dark World map check.
Which we already knew. I think that, as mine and me said, it's... right now, Agatha is our only Dark World.
He's right. I mean, you're right.
She's right.
She's right, yeah. I'm trying to mix you and her both together, and I'm getting confused.
That would be interesting. Mind of Semper? You don't want to be there, trust me.
Looks like Hydra's first stop is actually going to be to Catfish.
Interesting decision.
Which I think this is doable too, right? In logic.
With the death of Aghanim, yes.
Yeah, so progression is
things
here.
he can't do logically in the Dark World without the hookshot. But with the hookshot, he can get over to Village of Outcasts and all that stuff over there. He does. I believe he can get to Graveyard Ledge. Do that. He doesn't have boots, so he can't do King's Tomb. He doesn't have the mirror, so he can't even do that. So.
Alright, Astor's just finished up sweeping back of escape.
Aussie picked up his bow.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's starting to now realize what's happened here. I mean, Ossie's going to be our last runner to get the flippers. But now I think at this point, everybody's starting to realize what's happened, and things are finally going to start coming together here.
Hydropower is going to be our first runner over to the Village of Outcast area to see what we've got going on.
Yeah, no mirror, so we'll not be able to make a quick pit stop at Graveyard Ledge just yet.
We still need to find Varia to get gravity, to get fire rod, to get the mitts. I mean, holy cow! Well, not fire rod, to get mitts. We got a lot of stuff we gotta do.
Fire Rod and Mitts are both very locked at this
Yes,
point.
you're right. My mind is struggling to keep track of all the logic.
Yeah, I'm going to once we finally see Speed Booster, I'll be able to finally, create a profile of what the logic was expecting for this seed.
Yeah, I mean, this is starting to get really kind of mind-boggling at how everything's going.
I mean, I think I'm starting to understand it now. You were expected to get your super early Morph Ball and a couple Power Bombs, get to Retro Brinstar to pick up your Flippers, which would give you Hook Shot, and I still think, honestly, this was an Agaseed at this point.
I think it has to be. Right now, we have no other means of getting to the Dark World. No hammer. Mitts are out of logic. So, unless there's something we're missing, and that's where the hammer is, I gotta say that Aghanim is required.
Yeah, and your Aga access, you had a couple of ways to do it. You could either do a couple of swords or a sword and cape. So the options were there. Now the question becomes, what's next? Now, Hydropower is going into Skull Woods, but still does not have Fire Rod, so is going to be down a, he's not going to be able to pick up, well, granted, Skull Woods is a pendant, so...
Just need to find the 2 items, and then you can be done.
Yeah, and right now we've only seen one, and it was a pack of blueberries.
Oh my goodness. There's the other one. The hammer in Pendant Skull Woods.
This is why you always...
Aghanim was required to get here.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I don't think there are any Light World checks where Varia Suit could be to put Gravity Suit into logic, so yep, at this point we can basically pretty much call it.
That's gross.
So yeah, now I can kind of see where this is going. So you were expected to get your Aga 1 equipment, get Flippers in Billy Mays to go get Hookshot, and then do Aga 1, and then use Hookshot to get over to West Dark World, and that's how you get your hammer.
I should write this stuff down so I can remember the chain. This is crazy. This is a great seed though so far. This is exciting. To see all the divergence, to see all the route changes and everything, and everybody going everywhere is awesome.
Yeah, Aster has given us a lot of information with all the out-of-logic checks he's given us. Now at this point, as far as now that we have Dark World access and we have a few more items, I mean, really, we can start figuring out what we need for the rest of our equipment. Now, as far as Go Mode is concerned, we are still looking for either a flute or Varia Suit to get us to... as there's lava diving here to get to Lower Norfair. We need Varia Suit at this point to get to Mire because... one way or another, because it's either locked by that lava dive you just saw, which is Varia locked, or Titan's Mitch, which are effectively Varia locked anyway, because Gravity Suit was Varia locked. So, we're missing Varia Suit, we're missing Ice Rod, we're missing Cane of Samaria, and we're missing possibly 2 medallions.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
And Speed Booster to put this whole ridiculous chain together.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. But it's entertaining. I'll give him that. This is definitely a good show.
Yes, if you have not already, please give our runners a follow because they are absolutely putting on a great show for you, and they're sure as heck confusing the heck out of me with how this seed's been going. It is Bombos for Misery Meyer.
And Aussie just gave us, I believe, our first check of Bonk Rocks, and it was a pack of Power Bombs.
This is actually really good news for Asder because he is very likely to mirror here and check Agina's cave after checking Meyer Shed, which will
Yep,
give him his
that's
Titan's
exactly
Mix.
where he's going right now.
Meanwhile, Hydropower, we kind of just glossed over this, is dipping through Thieves Town now.
He hasn't found anything of significant value yet, but he is making his way to the back, which is where the items tend to be. Although it's
Yeah.
usually two and two, I'd say is probably the most balanced way it is. There's two in front, two.
Yeah, we know that there had to be at most only 2 items in the front because Hydra does already have the small key.
Which means that there's probably an item in the big chest. Asder's our first runner with mitts.
And with that, Asder has successfully, will now successfully be able to skip Aggle 1. Since he now has West Darkworld access via Mitts and Pearl.
It's a really long way to go about skipping it.
True. Nevertheless, though, it's still 4 or 5 minutes he doesn't have to spend going up the tower.
Yep. And now he's going to do desert. He's full, which is full clear.
Yes, it is. We have an in-logic glove, except, well, we don't know if desert's necessarily boots locked, but
It is. It is to get all the items anyway. It's not. It may
Yeah.
not be to be completing, but it is definitely to get all the.
in that regards, yes. Landmolus, however, could have been dealt with without boots. Fascinating.
Yes.
Hard container in blind cell.
We still have far too many items to risk not checking every item here in desert, though. Although you're going to get crap like missiles like that. So I mean, sometimes that's the cream you're dealt with, you know. And there's the compass.
Okay.
So he's
So
going to
nothing-
abandon the big chest and go straight for landmine.
Fascinating. Aussie, meanwhile, is also hell running through Norfair right now. And Hydra is asked, are you doing a blind run of this game? Looks like Aussie's done the same lava dive as Asder did and is heading to Screw Attack.
Hydropower is thrown on the magic cape to kill blind, which is, you know, the easy way out, which I don't disagree with at all. Because sometimes you just don't want to die. And there's 300 rupees, and that's the second item. I'm assuming that's the fourth item, because we've seen them all. So, Thieves Town had...
Yeah, nothing too big in Thieves Town this time besides the extra cash.
Asder taking down Landmo, very well done, and gets the item. So he does not have to go back for the big check.
And turns out that is our Sank heart, no less.
It's one of the worst times to get it is when you're going to get a health refill anyway.
Yeah.
I could have used that like right before Aghanim, you know, Agha 2. JC's making his hell run to the Ice Beam location to find nothing that is here.
7 digs for a super missile tank on Hydropower's side.
Come on, Stumpy. Have our various suit.
No, at this point, we need to give some. We need to make sure Hype Cave lives up to its name today.
Maybe. I guess. We hope. We can.
Looks like Aster has elected to return to Super Metroid and is going to fight Gold Torizo, or at least check it. Low on energy, though.
Stumpy did give us the Ether Medallion, though.
Okay. Bolt Coin is nice. We could need that for Turtle Rock, and it was Ice Rod at Showcase Showdown.
Oh. Oh, that's gross.
So that out of logic space jump that we picked up ages ago is hard required for the Ice Rod.
That is disgusting.
So now this begs the question, where oh where is that speed booster? Hydropower may give us an answer.
Hype Cave is the trash cave, like it always is.
Welp, not there.
Pendant Pod?
Pendant Pod is a possibility. You know what's been one area we've overlooked? Magic Bat is a possibility. We
The
have
powder- the powder's out
no,
of
powder's
logic.
in Meridian. Never mind.
And the mushroom's out of logic too, so even if we can't, well, we don't have a cane to fake powder either, but even if we did.
Actually, to answer a question in chat, Pedestal is not in logic until we find Variasuit, because Fire Rod is in Meridia's watering hole.
Which means, I mean, the red cane could technically be on pedestal, but like, there's not much left that could be there. That's gonna be hard required for us to.
Although here's the thing, Speed Booster could still be on Pedestal because Gravity Suit wasn't Speed Booster locked; it's just Varia locked.
Right. And speed boosters, is that required to beat the game? I don't think it is.
Not to beat the game, no. I mean, heck, Speed Booster's been in GT more times than I can count. But yeah, so Speed Booster, believe it or not, could be on Pedestal. We have not seen a Spike Cave check. Which, granted, Spike Cave is out of logic anyway.
We have Cape, we have Hammer.
Don't we need Dark Death Mountain access too?
You're right. Well, you can just get up there. You can you don't need anything else. You can just walk up there.
Never mind.
That's how you get to Hera. So yeah, no, it's there.
So yeah, you're right.
JC's in trouble. Ooh!
You just got a full E-Tank recovery at the last second there.
He's down to about 17 health or so.
That was very close on JC's part.
I believe Bossy just killed Landmo, so there's obviously nothing done there.
Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, I doubt Pyramid Fairy is going to have our progression, considering Turtle Rock is our other 5/6 crystal.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is pretty much the hunt for the Speed Booster and the Variasuit. Once we find that, we'll at the very least be all the way back in logic, but as far as go mode after that, we're still going to be looking for Kane and Kane and Bombos medallion at the very least.
Bossy is setting himself up a Crystal Flash, which is not in logic in normal mode, but is always a nice thing to see.
Yeah, I think he's intending to fight Gold Torizo here. And
He's
he's
gonna be
gonna.
intending to fight until he sees what's over there and be very disappointed. This fight sucks without having charge beam. Just doing supers is and here's hydropower doing our spec cave.
Yeah, he's hopefully still has that bottle of red goo lying around. Oh, actually, never mind. Cape with half magic makes this trivial.
Yes, yes indeed.
And JC electing to take no chances here, farming up maximum health.
Spike cave just had a heart. Just a heart.
You know what? I think Pendant Pod is the play now.
I mean, where have we not been?
Ice is out of logic until we find Variasuit. So ice isn't the answer. We've been to Skull Woods. We haven't seen the back of Skull Woods, but that's also out of logic until we find Varia. Swamp, I think, is valid.
Well, I think Swamp Palace is in logic.
Yeah, Swamp and Pod. That's all we got.
Hmm.
Oh, boy. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for the, quite the puzzle.
And hydropower crossing into the wrecked ship using the intended method of grapple. I think.
Yeah, so if you're Asder at this point... Yeah, I would wager either Pendant Pod or Crystal Swamp. Both are very lucrative dungeons, Pod having 5 items plus the green pendant, so actually making it equally as valuable as Swamp Palace with Swamp 6.
That was a perfect blind fight from Asda. He took no damage and it was on script the whole time.
Very nicely done. Didn't even break out the cape.
That was well executed. And Aussie's going into Hookshot Cave, which is also going to give us some new check.
Yes, now this Hookshot Cave is out of logic right now until we find out, until we get Variasuit. But it looks like not much to be had inside besides the Bloomerang.
Where, oh where, is our Variasuit at? It's gotta be in Pendant Pot or Dust Swamp, man. It's gotta be one of those two places. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a double Bombos medallion requirement for both of our remaining dungeons, so that both coin was useless.
It's the one coin we haven't found yet. And there's 300 more rupees on the smiths.
So they're gem forgers?
Sure. Crystal forgers. They're making crystals. Making diamonds. I don't know. I don't know what rupees are made of.
Maybe Breath of the Wild 2 can enlighten us on that one. Oh, and Bombos was in King's Tomb.
Yeah, speak of the devil.
So that's King's Tomb, which is already behind Titan's Myths, which is Variasuit locked.
Oh my god.
The chain continues.
That's mirror locked. It can be mirror locked.
Yeah, right, Mirror.
The boots are speed booster locked, so it's still out of logic.
Now if this... Well, Speed Booster can't be Myths locked at this point, I don't think.
I don't...
Or-
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, it totally could be. Aussie picking up his hammer.
And Asder just totally bailed on the purple chest. I'm willing to bet that he's gonna do the get the item anyway, just by doing the little teleportation glitch that he does that you can do with it. It's really kind of interesting. You leave it in a specific area, and when you use the mirror to warp next to Gary, if you're standing right next to him, it still checks that you have it, as long as you don't have to move, I believe.
Something along that line. You have a couple of frames
4 or
to
5 missiles.
I call that the phantom chess glitch.
It's quite interesting. And I have to say my favorite glitch in this entire game, though, is spooky action. I love that. I don't even know how to do it, but I love it.
I'm still not like 100%. I remember hearing it has something to do with like height displacement and whatnot. But I don't remember the specs.
Yeah, I have no idea. It looks so cool, but I have absolutely no idea how to do it.
Meanwhile, Hydra is taking on Fantoon. Unfortunately, did enrage him.
Yeah, he's
during
got
the
screw
fight.
attack though, so he's pretty safe. I think he just enraged him again. Nope. Okay, I lied.
To answer question chat, Mira was at X-Ray.
We're beginning to run out of locations for our various suit can be.
Yeah, Swamp and Pod are still on the table. But it looks like Asder is electing to backdoor Meridia and take on Dragon.
He's just gonna go kill Dragon and probably pop right back out.
This makes a lot of sense. Asder has Grapple Beam and Gravity Suit, so he can just do this and be done with it.
Yeah, this is gonna be an easy, quick kill, no problem. Getting there is the hardest part. Getting past these green roly-poly.
Yeah, no jump ball makes this slightly less than ideal. Or considerably less than ideal, I should say. That's not an easy trick at all, as you said.
Well, it might be, but I mean, I'm terrible, so it's not easy for me. It doesn't look that hard, but just because it doesn't look hard doesn't mean it isn't.
Alright, JC picking up that gravity suit, and a free energy tank right before Dragon. If you're low on health before that fight, at least you get a free refill.
Yeah, can't complain about that, and that's, perfect, because you just, electrify yourself real. That's the, I thought that was the only way to kill Dragon. Honestly, I didn't know there was other ways to do it.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways. Of course, the brute force missiles to the chest option, shine sparks work. Then, of course, there's the famous microwave strat, which we are miles away off of because we still have no sign of plasma or charge.
I can't do the short charges to get the shine sparks there. I mean, in my opinion, if you have grapple beam, it's obviously the easiest way.
And the shrimp gets fried.
Nice and easy.
The buffet can begin for Asder.
JC's gonna pick up his powder from Crab Supers, using a power bomb to jump instead of regular bombs, because, habit. Dragon hiding nothing.
Asder electing to perform a gravity jump to get out, instead of just using space jump. Guess it might be a little faster.
I got nothing. I don't know.
Pulled it off masterfully, though. Gotta hand it to him there.
That's actually one of the easier things to do in Meridia is the gravity jumps. They're actually quite... If you're doing like a specific, like a gravity or a vertical or just a straight vertical jump, it's really easy to do. He's electing to bypass going to plasma, and he's going to go to the what is this? The aqueduct? No, this isn't the aqueduct. What is
Checking
this?
bot wound. Or
Yes,
the
right.
bot wound item.
There we go.
He could also take the left sand pit to plasma, as Link Force points out. But it looks like he's headed out.
I did not know that the sand pits led to plasma. Is that going to the toilet area?
I think, yeah, like the big pipe. Yeah.
The pipe that flushes you? Yeah, definitely. You're just going up instead of down, which is definitely not the way you want to go.
Yeah, that's a weird one for sure. But yeah, Asder is back in A Link to the Past. I would not be surprised if he elects to just go straight into ice at this point. While out of logic, it is still full clearable to Asder.
He's taking a whirlpool portal to.
Oh right, no hammer.
I don't have any idea what he's doing.
I think he's trying to turn in the mushroom and go to catfish, and then he's probably going to route in pod.
Hydropower is doing an IBJ up to the missiles in the sky. Very well done. He's going to be disappointed, but he did very well on that.
Yeah, just seeing it and knowing that it's trash, at least you don't have to climb back up, but at least Hydra will get to be compensated partially with those high jump boots. In fact, coming to think of it, was there anything else in Wreck Ship besides high jump? I don't think so. And Fantoon.
But I don't think there was anything else in there, no.
So yeah, that was only a little convenience. Hammer pegs yielding just missiles.
I don't know why these guys are staying away from the dungeons. Pod and Swamp Palace have so many checks, and they're not that time consuming. Like, just go.
Yeah, especially Pod. I mean, yes, it's a pendant, but it's green pendant. It's full clearable, and well, actually, no. Asder is still missing hammer. So in Asder's case, he's got to go back to Skullwoods to pick that up first.
And our third shack tool check of the day, and Aussie is giving us our first check of Magic Bat. I think.
Yes, this is our first check. Still out of logic until we find Variasuit.
This Meridian music is very relaxing. It's rather like the front of Fandron Andreas.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with you there on Fendrana Drifts, although I like what they did with remixing Red Tower into Lower Torvis in Prime 2, and Samus Returns for that matter.
People, they probably know that people like their music, so they keep putting them back. I mean, Lower Norfair, Magmore Caverns, hello? Easy.
Yep. Alright, let's see what the next port of call here is for Asder. Oh, he has apparently not gotten his wave beam yet from the hobo, so he's going to pick that up right now.
Logic is a suggestion that you're supposed to follow, but you don't have to. It's like some traffic laws. He is going to pod. Even though he can't clear it.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate that Asder just didn't route in Skull Woods before coming here.
Skull Woods is a very unattractive play. It's a not green pendant, and it's two items out of 6 checks. It's just not for 8 checks. I think it's 8.
Right, yeah, Skullwoods has 8 checks total. But yeah, Which is unfortunate because he went to Thieves Town, full cleared it, and was in the neighborhood, and could have theoretically full cleared Skull Woods if he had so chosen.
And there's the everybody's favorite extortionist Kiki the monkey stealing 110 rupees from us to open a door. The most expensive doorman in the game.
Yeah, it's alright. He's just taking the rupees we forged from the Smiths. They can always give us more.
It's true. It's nice to have your own money printer.
Although, if you want the definition of a money printer, try the 100 skull to reward an Ocarina of Time. That is literally the dictionary definition of a money printer.
It's like 200 rupees every time, isn't it?
Yep.
And you can keep going back for more?
Yep.
That's nice.
Ooh, and we've got Aussie making the play to Swamp. We have got a lot of new information coming, ladies and gentlemen. One of these two dungeons has to give us either Speed Booster or Various Suit. Something to put this massive logic chain we've been going through back into place. And I don't think Aussie's going to skip Left Side Swamp at this point, but then again,
it all depends on how many items he has by the time we get there. If he finds Varia in here, I doubt he's going to check it. But, because, I mean, what else does he need?
There it is, Various Suit in the Bowlock section of Pod.
Oh, man. So it's all tied together, and Asner's going to keep going. Even though all we need now is Cane. We know where Ice Rod is. Red Cane is probably in Swamp.
Indeed. We are also... Actually, no, we know where Bamos is. So, yeah, we are down to Speed Booster to put... Speed Booster for the sense of logic, for the sense of fixing the logic, and... oh, there's Cane of Burna on the left side sand pit. And Butter Sword.
Think he's going to get it? I would.
Probably.
I like Butter. That was a nice jump. I can't do that jump. I always have to come back with Spring Ball, which is kind of embarrassing.
So yeah, at this point, the items that the Varia Suit puts into logic are Gravity Suit, Titan's Mitts, and Fire Rod.
I have no idea anymore.
So that's as far as what gets put back into logic, and by so
this is why I like having you around, Captain. You remember all this stuff that I forget. Like my brain is gone.
I try. There's the flute also in Palace of Darkness, although the flute doesn't really help us at this point.
It gives us faster access to Misery Mire. That's about it.
Yeah.
And logically, we do need Charge Beam to beat the game, but actually we don't. But logically, does JC go into the Forgotten Highway?
Looks like it.
What?
I only say that because I've never, practically never seen this pathway.
I found it a couple times by accident because I hate Meridia. I was so lost, but this is definitely the way out to the back of Rex. The actual vanilla way you're supposed to get to Meridia.
Aussie has indeed elected to skip Left Side Swamp and go straight to Argus for now.
And down goes the not dead Phantoon.
All for a pack of missiles.
Can't believe I'm seeing a Forgotten Highway. That's amazing. Asder's activating the first flute of the game.
Now, here's an interesting... Aster could take a quick field trip to Skull Woods right now and pick up that hammer, but it looks like he's fluting away.
He's going back to Death Mountain.
Yeah, he's gonna clear Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Actually, yeah, he can clear Super Bunny and Hookshot.
He went into Norfair.
Oh, or not. Oh, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go to Ridley. Just get that out of the way now.
He's gonna go, yeah, he's gonna, or not. Now he's coming back.
Aussie, meanwhile, is returning to Left Side Swamp.
I have no idea what Asder just did. He walked into Norfair, turned around, walked back out, and then fluted to... Is he going to Lower Norfair? Is that what he wanted to do?
Yeah, he's going to Ridley.
He picked the wrong Norfair portal.
That's why. And the other thing, yeah, Aster probably also just remembered that Space Jump is locking out his Ice Rod. Or his Ice Rod is on the other side of Gold Chorizo.
Yeah, this is probably the faster way. If I had to, I don't actually know, but I'd have to, you know, I'd probably put money on.
Now I've lost count of what are how many items are in Left Side Swamp, but the big chest isn't open either. So
I believe our tracker said there was one item located on the left side.
Okay. So either this is a dungeon item and a big key with an item in the big chest, or maybe we find that item early and don't have to do that ridiculous chain.
It'd be kind of nice. Oh my
Case in point.
goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so good that he went back in there. That's it. We know where everything is.
Yes, we are in no...
Except for Speed Booster.
We are practically in no mode, and unless it's somehow on pedestal, which it still could be, Ped's dead.
Oh my goodness. Red Cane on left side swamp. That's horrible. This seed is not very nice.
And I do believe Aussie saw that Ice Rod in Gold Chorizo, so I think I don't know what Aussie's E-Tank situation is, but he may do the Grand Hell Run to Ridley.
He's got at least 10. Oh, he's got 12.
You know what? I think we're going to see the Grand Hell Run here.
Somebody just said speed's behind Varia.
Oh, I think Aster found it in Power Bombs of Shame.
Power Bombs of Shame? Oh, me God. Holy cow. This seed is obnoxious.
All right, let me get my notepad out because I got to make this. I got to get the profile established here.
Yeah, you write that stuff down, and I'll try to entertain everybody while you're doing it. Because that's a whole mess of stuff. And there's Aussie's 13th energy tank, plus however many reserves he has. He's gonna go down and fight Dragon, which is probably gonna go for the microwave, or not the microwave, the barbecue fried shrimp. As you're getting a nice pogo pattern out of Ridley, which is always nice. I wish I could figure out how to do that.
It has something to do with if you can get behind Ridley as he's pogoing, he'll always turn around.
That was a quick kill at Ridley.
Absolutely. That's some well-combustible chicken there.
And Aussie got the quick fried shrimp kill on Dragon.
Nicely
Basically,
done.
hitting that first grapple point as soon as she picks you up. And Hydropower is going for a Death Warp in the Dark Maze. Austin still has the pea shooter.
And Mind of Me just got the whole logic chain posted in chat there. Thank you so much for that, Mind of Me. It is a 10-sphere chain for stuff. My goodness gracious.
Oh. This is why we pay her the big bucks. I don't know how you guys keep track of this stuff, but thank you oh so very much, Mind of Me and Link Force. You guys are the unsung heroes of speed game. And now we're also going to welcome our speed gaming Français, I don't know how to say it. Our French partnered gaming channel.
Français.
Francais. It's Francais. I knew that S was.
But yes, folks, for those of you just coming in this afternoon or time appropriate,
It's gonna be evening for those guys.
Indeed, it is. But yeah, for those of you just coming in, this has been quite the roller coaster of a seed. We do effectively now know where all of our, well, with the exception of Charge Beam, all of our logical items are for game completion. Just Supers and Franker Z, which Asder elects to pick up because he is still short by 10 on super missiles required for Mother Brain. Hydropower, meanwhile, is taking on Helmosaur King. And JC just now got the Titan's mitts out of Agina's cave. And Helmosaur King only had a heart piece. So 2 pendant dungeons were required today. Pendant pod for the Various suit and pendant Skullwoods for the hammer.
My goodness, pendant dungeons. They're useful.
But yeah, at this point, given Aussie's current, and Aussie's not going to pod, by the way, at this point, since he knows where that ice rod is. So I would wager at this point, he's going to go mode ice, probably do Mire, and then perform the Grand Hell Run to Ridley. And then after that, reroute his way to the ice rod, and then go do Turtle Rock. If I had to hazard a guess, that's going to probably be Aussie's play at this point. Because
I have to agree.
Yeah, because I know he saw the ice rod, and we know he's got over 12 E-tanks. Asder, meanwhile, just now picking up that ice rod.
We still have just one beam wave. We got Jack Squat for damage at this point.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if all 3 of the remaining beams, Charge, Plasma, and Ice, are all in GT.
I think that Charge Beam is that not allowable in...
That is actually, you make a good point, yeah. Because that's, if it's required to beat the game...
It's considered required, so I don't think it can be...
Yeah, you're right, it absolutely can't be in GT. So, Charge might be in Turtle Rock, but, or Mire, but, The other two beams, Wave and, or not Wave, Plasma and Ice could easily be in GT.
Could also be somewhere on the Norfair Escape, or somewhere we haven't seen in Super Metroid, because there are a few checks that we haven't seen, but
Not too many.
This is a very unfortunate place to be with where Asder's at. You have to farm ammo from this guy and keep your missile count below a certain number so he keeps dropping items, and it just makes the fight.
To answer question, chat, Hydra Power did not check the green pendant despite killing Helmasaur.
Also, just cornered Cold Stare and destroyed it.
Oh yeah, half magic, tempered sword, fire rod. That fight is basically free. And as Mind of Me points out, Hydra Power still is missing the mirror. Hydra Power has stayed in logic this whole time, pretty much, so is actually following this whole chain of ridiculousness that is needed for this seed.
It may not be the most efficient way to do things, but it definitely keeps you from forgetting where you have to go and what you're missing.
Asder now picking up, after what feels like quite some time, that is Asder's tempered sword. Because he's been running on Master since he went through Super Metroid the first time.
Oh, don't fall now, Hydra. They almost lost it. And Aussie picking up his red mail again? I could have sworn he was here before.
I think Asder saw the red mail, but elected to pass it up, save and reset. Yeah, you're only at, in Aussie's case, you're only at like 12 hearts, so red mail definitely doesn't hurt to pick up right now.
Definitely not. Ganon hugs hurt a lot.
Yeah, if I had to hazard a guess as to what Aussie is still looking for, if like he's going out of the way for convenience, is that he's in the state where he's effectively in his own go mode. Like he knows what he's got to do to finish up, and he can do it, but he is not going to hesitate to pick up one or two remaining convenient safeties if they appear.
I do think he's got more health in Super Metroid than he does in Link to the Past.
Easily.
Which is unusual.
I like, by the way, how the health gauge doesn't track the health you've lost while you're on the elevator.
That's good.
No, as in, you're losing health, but then it just suddenly your health drops 25 after you're out of the elevator.
Oh, that's even worse. Weird. So Aussie's heading for his ice rod. JC's blazing through Thieves.
Looks like Aussie had 2 reserve tanks so far. He's gonna have to get into position to Crystal Flash pretty soon.
Oh man, that is so cool.
And with this, as far as Aussie is concerned, he is in go mode at his go mode at 153.50.
Yep, he doesn't need Very anymore. Or he hasn't killed Ridley yet, so he might.
He hasn't killed Ridley yet, but he's gonna just go quickly go ahead and do Meyer while he's in the neighborhood. This is actually very convenient routing placement for him.
Yeah, he can just drop back into Lower Norfair and kill Ridley, then leave. So It's not a definitely a good decision.
Yeah, at this point it is finish up Meyer, kill Ridley, and then take the business center out to go to Total Rock. Now,
Man. What a scene! What a scene! This has been great. This has been a great show.
absolutely. So yeah, I have the list here of the chain that the game was expecting you to go for. So you were expected to. Sphere 1 gave you, your morph swords, one of the gloves because they were Nagina's cave and lamp. With Morph Ball and some power bombs, you could go to Billy Mays and Retro Bryn to get your flippers and your bow. With your flippers, you could go to Zora's Ledge to get your hook shot, which could take you to East Death Mountain to get your Moon Pearl and your Quake. After which, you had to do Aga 1, because that was your only way to get to the Hammer by using Hookshot to get to West Dark World, where Hammer was in Skull Woods. Then that Hammer... I'm just trying to read the list here. That hammer allowed you to go finally pick up your Varia suit in Pod, although you could have gone to that after. Well, you didn't need the hammer for Pod, but you then had to go to Pod to get your Varia suit, and again, your hammer was in Skullwoods anyway, so you still had to do that. And with Varia, you could get the high jump boots, the mirror off X-ray with grapple beam, and your gravity suit from Croc. After you get gravity suit, you could go to Meridia to get your Titan's mitts and your fire rod, which would allow you to get your speed booster in Power Bombs of Shame, and Cane of Samaria in Left Side Swamp, since you finally had Hammer to get through Swamp.
Total chaos. Total enjoyable chaos.
And then just the icing on the cake is that speed booster was locking Space Jump, which was needed for Ice Rod, and Bombos by extension.
Yes, Ice Rod is required. Space Jump, hard required to get that Ice Rod, because it's the only way to get that.
Yeah, and Speed Booster also led you to your Pegasus Boots, which is how you got into King's Tomb for Bombos. So there we go, folks.
Woo! You want to run that by me again? I'm kidding. Please don't. I'm kidding.
I won't. I'll wait till we're chatting with our runners at the end. I have never seen two fairies come out from two consecutive bushes in that arrow.
That's probably a pretty low chance, I'm guessing. To answer a question in chat, Def King 1, Bombos is in King's Tomb, which is locked behind a whole bunch of stuff. And Aussie is taking down the eyeball. He's not using silvers. I guess his way is faster.
I think Spins is actually faster if you can set them up fast enough.
That was a pretty quick fight. So yeah, I'm going to agree with you.
I mean, he just did not care and just took all that. The collision damage wasn't too bad either because he was under red mail. So that's probably the other reason why he chose to pick that up while he was in Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, he just destroyed Vitreous. I almost called it Ice Rod. I don't know why.
Well, given that how late Ice Rod is in the chain, people are probably going to destroy that with super missiles later when they get there.
Well, I'd power bomb it for sure.
Asder, meanwhile, is finally dipping into Skull Woods and is going to be very unhappy to see that hammer.
And here we go. I wonder how many rage slashes. None. Just a quick. He's like, I'm out.
All business, eh?
He's very professional.
But yeah, at this point, Asder's only hiccup is he's got to go back to King's Tomb for Vamos, and then he's got to go, unfortunately, all the way to Left Side Swamp for Kane, which may be where he's going. Nope, he's flippering to ice.
A bit of ground to cover. No, Asder has.
Yes, he does. Never mind. So in that case, he's just looking for Kane. So he just has to go to Left Side Swamp, and he's golden.
Yeah, and that's a terrible place for it to be too. Because I mean, who wants to go there? Left Side Swamp is so far out of the way.
Yeah, especially if you're in Asder's case, you're only one item from go mode. Now, Aussie, in the meantime, keep your eye on him. He is doing the grand hell run here.
This is courageous. 13 energy tanks. I think he's got three reserve.
At least 2, and he has enough ammunition right now for 1 crystal flash. He needs 3 more power bombs to be able to perform a second. And he is going to burn a large quantity of his super missiles on Ridley.
He's got no other way to kill him.
And I do not believe Ridley had any significant value behind him. Hydra, in the meantime... Yeah, Hydra, in the meantime, is picking up that fire rod out of the watering hole.
All right, here we go. He's got 2 more rooms to get to get to Kilrid, and then the hard part, getting back out.
Yeah, getting out is definitely harder than getting in this case, especially since you have to climb up even more, and you have to get through the 3 musketeers. Which, granted, space jump screw attack does trivialize that, but not. But you still have to deal with the fact that you're constantly losing health.
Ain't nothing like being under a time murder to keep you on your toe.
To answer your question in chat, is the Chris Houlihan room still available? Yes, it is. It is still. The reason the room exists is because it exists as a failsafe in the event that the game does not know where to place you. After, if you enter like a hole going into a displaced position. So the room is there as a failsafe more than it is a extra room. And it looks like Aussie is electing to park for a second and farm up before fighting Ridley. I think he's looking primarily for super missiles, but it looks like he's going to go for it. Now, he needs to keep his super missile count at least 10 if he wants to perform another crystal flash after this fight. Manages to get a pogo stun here. I believe that's 30 super missiles. Very precision shooting there. He only missed, I think, 1 super missile.
It's amazing that Ridley self-destructs when he picks you up. It's baffling.
And Aussie decides no item check. He's not risking it, and he is noping straight out.
Yeah, at this point, it's time to go.
Gonna burn his reserves once again.
He's got one more time for a crystal flash, and then he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to do some hustling.
Now this is some hustling right here. Wall jumping up the up those spikies.
Yeah, that's very, very dangerous.
Now, he's coming up on Fireflea's room, so that is going to give him enough power bombs to work with to generate another crystal flash in the event that it is needed. I would wager he would do that.
I think Fireflea's room is actually safe from fire damage as well.
It is.
He's not saving. He's got some
admitting.
courage. I don't. Oh, he's just gonna go. He ain't stopping.
Yeah, he's still got 9 E-tanks plus his reserve, which amounts to, I think, 1 E-tank with crystal flashing, but it likes to just skip that item and go.
He's almost out. He's not much further to go.
I think this is like the second to last heated room he's got to primarily worry about after Three Stooges. Not Three Stooges, Three Musketeers. Three Stooges is the other 3 key hunters.
That's it. I think he's got one more after this, or I think this might be the last one.
Yeah, this is about the last one. Now
then
it
he's
should
gonna
be...
then he's gonna be in the Bubble Mountain, and then he's got 3 more to go to get out of Bubble Mountain, and he'll be done.
Yeah, but at this point he's got over 5 E-tanks.
Yeah, he's good.
Remaining. He's fine. Now it should be noted that while Aussie did all this, he walked right by Speed Booster.
At this point, it's irrelevant.
JC is giving us a look at Plasma Beam in the meantime. There's some new information here. Maybe this will be vanilla. Nope. Astra, meanwhile, is diving Eastern Palace looking for that hammer.
He has the hammer.
Or, not the hammer, looking for that cane. And with that transition to A Link to the Past, his game is now saved.
And he's gonna go do Turtle Rock, and then gain his tower, and all that stuff. Red Cane is in the left side Swamp Palace. The far left side of Swamp Palace. The leftist of left chests on Swamp Palace. Oh, Dead Rocks! What a jerk. He's really dead rock. He's not letting it. Oh man. What a
Rude.
jerk.
Yeah, rude.
Absolutely in the way.
Alright, now... Sempra, I want you to place your bets. How many Super Metroid, like, combo of beams plus unique items are we going to find in GT? Like, do you think we're going to find... Yeah, because I'm betting we're going to find 3. I bet we're going to find Plasma and Ice and Spring Ball.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Spazer. Or not Spazer, Spring Ball. We don't have the best item in the game yet. We can't finish. We don't have Spring Ball.
Maybe it's here in Total Rock. Who knows?
The best thing about Total Rock is generally go moding it, full clearing it. It's about the same speed.
Hydra needs to be very careful, otherwise Death Mountain will make him eat his green vegetables. Oh, okay, never mind. He made it to the old man cave.
And if he did die, he'd just pop right back out there anyway, so meh. We did get a Shack tool check. It was just a piece of heart. Pedestal was not checked. We don't have a book. And the book could be in Ganon's Tower, because we didn't...
Book could also be on pedestal, in which case, is this a paradox?
It is possible.
We also, despite Hydra Power's clear of pod, did not see the green pendant. That would be hilarious to respond to chat for a second. If reading the pedestal with the book, if it had book just said lol.
That would be pretty entertaining. Well, there's a big key and a little key. Little key, small key, tiny key, baby key. I don't think that he needs to make any other checks in here. He can just go straight for... He needs one more small key. Gotcha. That was a nice cane boot. I don't know how you do that, but that was...
Yeah, if you want to be able to skip Laser Bridge, you need to get 3 small keys and the big key.
Hydropower is going into Hookshot Cave while Aster's taking on the Dino Kitty.
Aster might actually also be our first one to show us the green pendant as well, since Aster is right in the neighborhood and will most likely flute away to Swamp after this, I would wager.
I would drop off green pendant and then flute. That would be my decision, but I'm not... Aussie accidentally touched the door and had it opened with the key that he just picked up. Oh, and he gets plasma.
Welp.
Oh, man.
That's great, but if you can believe it, that is not going to help us without ice or charge beam.
Charge beam alone would be enough, but ice beam would help for the Metroid.
Yeah. Charge Plasma Wave, I believe, does 750 damage. Add Ice Beam onto that, and it's 900. And with that, Aussie is going to have to check Laser Bridge now for that key, and the green pendant was missiles.
Outstanding, Sahasrara. Thank you so much. As I commonly say, thanks, game.
Looks like Asder is electing to go to Spike Cave next. Hydropower giving us a bad check, while JC is not too far away from picking up that Varia suit.
Asder's using the rarely used fairy strat to get to the back of Spike Cave.
Yeah, I think he's had that bottle on reserve since the first one we picked up in Kakariko Well.
I don't think he has bug net, so it has to be the only place that could be. The Fairy was the first bottle he picked up, so I mean,
yeah, it was. He's been holding on to that for 2 hours.
I mean, dang.
And with the key in the big chest, small key in the big chest, Aussie is not going to Laser Bridge. He is betting that Plasma, that maybe Charge Beam is in GT, and he's just going to fight on the Trinex.
And he knows that Charge Beam can't be in GT,
so I guess he plans on doing this.
It could be in... I don't even know at this point.
It could be
Where have we not gone?
Laser Bridge. Let me think. Laser Bridge.
I think they're the tablets.
The tablets.
We don't have the book, so we can't check.
Book's probably in GT at this point.
Yeah, book's definitely probably in GT. I'd have to agree with you there.
But ladies and gentlemen, at this time, this is Aussie's 7th crystal, so we would like you to play a little game with us. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower, 21 chests, and 1 torch, where there could be a big key waiting for Aussie 101. Get your guesses in chat between 1 and 22, integers only, if you could please, where you think that big key would end up being.
And if you win, you get to have your name called out on a chat like this, and you can get the a never-ending supply of SMZ3 seeds at the website that I gotta go find because I can't remember it off the top.
JC now carrying various suit and flute after pod. And at this time, I am closing the guesses. We start with the Hope Room, chest number 1, pack of missiles, chest number 2.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Let's see. I swear I saw a 2. Nope, I lied.
There is a 2, and it is literally the one right before my cutoff. That goes to
Buzz. Buzz. Outstanding. Wow. And now he's going to blaze through the rest of the tower, including the gauntlet. Like it's going to be...
Yeah, this is 8 hearts remaining, silver arrows, tempered sword, half magic, red mail. For Aussie, at this point, it's his race to lose, ladies and gentlemen.
Thinking it might be close to a sub 230.
Yeah, Aussie's decision to dip back into Swamp for that cane honestly was that was honestly the trigger that just let things take off on his end. Because he knew he can do the Grand Hell run without various suit for sure. I'm always glad to see that no matter who does it, because it's always so impressive to see it pulled off.
And it's really intense. So it keeps you on the edge of your seat, like, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Oh, he took a hit from a key hunter. Oh, is he going to make it? Oh, he made it. Oh, okay, great. I mean, it's just awesome. And then it's really heartbreaking when they're like 3 rooms away and they don't have enough health and they die. And then they're like, you got to do it all over again. Or if they save on the way out, like some people do. Maybe not all the way, but still, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Absolutely. And to answer question in chat, it does not matter the order in which the 2 games are beaten. However, most of the time you will see runners complete A Link to the Past first, because to get back to Super Metroid after beating Ganon, all you have to do is save and quit and then restart the game and it'll put you back at the ship. In Super Metroid's case, you have to beat Mother Brain and then climb out into Crateria and then take a cross-game portal. And that takes a little bit more time.
He's making short work of this tower climb. It's always a pain in the butt to me. This room here is my least favorite room of the whole. Let's see. I wonder what he's looking for still.
He's probably looking for Ice Beam.
He got the single arrow of destiny.
And the shovel. Watch Ice Beam be on shovel.
So helpful. We will never know. Now, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna go. Aussie's about to pull off his typical bomb jump bump trick from.
Yeah, the Moldorm Bounce, as I believe it's called.
The Moldorm Bounce. I like it.
So what he's going to do is try and lure Moldorm to an appropriate position, in which case he will then use a bomb and a Moldorm collision here to launch himself over the gap without needing hookshot or hovering. That is, of course...
He's just gonna kill him at this point. Moldorm's not cooperating.
Yeah. Watch this be important.
This is the first time I've seen him kill Moldorm in a long time. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen him do it in months.
Too bad it was only for power bombs. Hydropower, meanwhile, has taken down Cold Stare without much difficulty. To answer question in chat, Charge Beam can actually not be in GT. The reason being is because the logic expects you to have it to beat the game, and therefore anything that is logically required to beat the game cannot be in GT if it's for Super Metroid.
The Geometry War is not starting off all that well. 1-2 so far. And 0. Yeah, these patterns suck.
Wrong clone. Yeah, this is Aga 2 is not cooperating.
This should be the final blow. There it goes. Yeah. Asder's heading down to Waterway to find something that we don't need.
In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, Aussie is on his way to fight the Big Pig.
Waterway had a heart piece. So Asder realizes now he has messed up.
Alright, so apparently the first passengers in Ganon's hot air balloon were a duck, a sheep, and a rooster? I don't get that one.
It's gonna be some kind of inside joke that I don't understand.
Apparently it literally did happen.
Okay. I got you.
Wow. That's actually kind of funny.
And rather interesting. Hydropower is doing an IBJ up out of the screw attack room.
Yeah, Hydra does not have space jump yet, because he's left it behind the speed booster, which, granted, it won't be too long until he picks it up, if he picks it up from Power Bombs to Shame. But ladies and gentlemen, get your single G in chat for Aussie 101.
He got the pig with a triple shot of silver, which is not easy.
And now, from the Big Pig, it is just a run down to Torian to fight the Big Brain. Doing so without Ice Beam, however.
So that means he's going to have to use all of the power bombs, 3 power bombs per Metroid room to kill all of the Metroids in.
Yeah.
Which is a pain.
Luckily, power bomb ammunition is not a concern. The only thing that's really inconveniences Aussie in his time.
And at this point, his time is not something he's worth.
I don't think so at this point. Because, yeah, everybody else on screen is still looking for stuff. JC on the way to pick up that ice rod from Showcase Showdown.
And Hydropower just picked up a reserve tank from Mickey Mouse, which I don't believe we had seen yet up to this point.
I think Aussie passed nearby it. Aussie or Asder passed. I think Asder passed by it on the way out from on the way to Ridley, I should say.
Hydropower did make a very good wall jump up through the worst room in the game, not having to use the infinite bomb jump to get out of there, which is quite impressive. I think it's a double pixel perfect jump, but I'm not.
Although Chad brings up an interesting point, Aussie did not turn on his plasma beam yet. Although plasma beam's gonna be useless here.
There's no point in menuing to do something that's not gonna help.
Yeah, for those curious, the thing about Plasma Beam and Spazer in Super Metroid is that because the two beams cannot coexist with each other or be used at the same time, The way the randomizer handles it is if either beam is picked up in Link to the Past, upon return to Super Metroid, it is just turned off by default.
To prevent massive destruction. I don't know what happens, but I hear it's bad.
Yeah, basically you get one... The way I understand it is that Spazer and Plasma can actually exist for, like, one shot. It's called the Murder Beam. But if you try that again, your game basically
Gets
slows
murdered?
to a crawl. Yeah.
Does it actually do a significant amount of damage, or
I
is
think
it
so.
Is it called Murder Beam because it hurts, or is it called Murder Beam because it murders your game?
Both. Although I think the Hyper Metroid hack actually fixes that problem, so you can use the Murder Beam.
Aussie's done with the Metroid rooms. That was very efficient.
Absolutely.
It doesn't look like he's going to be going for a baby skip.
Yeah, with high jump boots and... Never mind.
He doesn't have wave beam, so it'd be significantly harder to get out of here with it.
Yeah.
He is facing to the right, though, so he'll stand up faster. By, like, a frame
5
or
frames.
2.
I think it's 5 frames, something stupid like that.
It matters. In speedrunning, it matters.
That it does.
It's 40 frames. That's still, I mean...
That's
it's
actually
like,
a lot.
It's not even a second. Or is this a 30 FPS game? I don't know.
It's a 60 FPS game.
That's what I thought, so yeah. It's less than a second. Come on now.
I think it's a 60. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sure, it's a 60.
Hydropower has taken on the big angry bird, otherwise known as Ridley.
Electing not to go for the Zebutite skip, so this is going to cost him some super missiles.
He can't.
Oh, right. No
No ice beam, no speed booster, nothing. He's got to do this the real
The hard way.
the intended way. The only way I know how to do it. Does he have enough ammo?
I'm not sure, actually. It's gonna be tight, but I think it's doable. He's gonna elect burn.
He can't afford to miss very much.
Yeah, he's burning his regular missiles first, while Mother Brain's head is the most stable here. Ooh, I think Asder may have taken a death in Mire unintentionally.
He just Aussie just ate a French fry to the face. Dang, he's dodging that stuff like crazy. Dodging the onion rings, the French fries, the ketchup bean all at the same time. Look at him go. And that's it. If he doesn't kill it, it's game over. He got it. Wow.
Cut it a little close there, but it ain't close. Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as the saying goes.
And nuclear warfare. There's charge beam. Big chest Meyer.
Wow.
Aussie walked right past it.
Sure did.
What? Does Azure already kill Vitreous?
He can't.
No, he can't. He doesn't have Kane.
He's fluting to the wrong location. He's going to
He's already. He's going to Eastern Palace. Does he
He's
think
going-
that it's? Does he think that it's on Ped?
He thinks it's on Ped. He's going to kill Ormos
He
Knights.
hasn't even been inside Swamp Palace yet. Like I would do Swamp. Oh, he's been inside. Oh, oof. I was wrong about Aussie's sub 232. I was, it's gonna be. I was close, but he's gonna get definitely sub 235. I think.
I would agree with you. Sub 235 on a normal seed with all the spheres as we discussed earlier.
I mean, that's an exceptional time. My seeds, personally, I last 4 to 6 hours because I'm terrible. And I have no idea what the world record for this randomizer is. So I don't even know if there can be one because it's kind of not fair. Every seed's different.
I remember Hitaka getting a really low record during the tournament, near the end of the tournament. It was like somewhere in the 220s. But
apparently, Minded Me is telling me that 211 is by Aussie. So
never mind.
That's I can't even beat a Link to the Past rando that fast. Or a Super Metroid rando that fast. Like, jeez, that's quick. All right, Aussie's got 3 minutes. Tick tock. The planet's gonna blow.
For some reason.
Yeah, who knows? Because Mother Brain's just a mean person.
Sore loser.
If I can't have you, nobody can have you. His movement is so amazing, dude.
Yeah, and all of this, it should be noted, without speed booster. So, the only downside to this escape is he's got to climb up the tower the hard way.
Answer question, chat. Yes, Grim, he's done. This is the final countdown. As it.
Yeah, if he had not done Zelda at this point, the timer would have actually not shown up.
And the music would have changed as soon as he left that left the escape shaft. And you can go ahead and call it, Captain.
With pleasure. With this, Aussie 101 has finished, well, will finish in a second, has now finished in first place amongst our restream and in first place amongst our 9 community racers today with a official SRL time of 2:32:21.
Excellently done. Asder looks to be making the play into Swamp, so he's going to be hopefully he doesn't skip left side, because if he does, he's going to be very
Yeah, if he does, that's pretty much it. But if he doesn't skip left side swamp, it will put him in go mode.
He forgot to drain the swamp first.
Well, he has to re-drain it. Well, yeah. In this case, yeah, I forgot to drain it. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not entrance randomizer, in which case the swamp would stay drained.
Yeah, that's about one of the only beneficial things of entrance rando. You only have to do it once. And we are joined by Aussie. GG to you.
Hey, GG's.
So, how about the craziness of that seed?
Yeah, I felt my route was kind of crazy. But you see the gravity at Croc escape, and you have to go get it. And then one thing led to another, and that
So,
happened.
would you like to know where the 2 major logic keys, Varia and Speed Booster, were hiding?
I'm assuming everything I need was in pod.
The Varia suit was in pod. The Speed Booster was in Power Bombs of Shame.
Where was Wave then?
Wave Beam was on the Hobo.
Okay, then that would be your gravity access.
We have no idea where Ice Beam is.
Yeah, we found Charge semi-recently in Myers' big chest.
Okay, so speed was a lot later than I was expecting. I was worried that by skipping out on pod, I was missing speed for more than half of Super Metroid. And that was on top of my really slow Norfair from skipping Varia.
And you still pulled off the Grand Hell Run, so you get a lot of points, props from our book.
Yeah, this is the full Grand Hell Run where you start from Upper Norfair instead of the flute spot.
Yeah, because you have to go down to Showcase Showdown to get your Ice Rod.
And didn't have flute. Where was flute?
Pod's big chest.
Yeah, another item in pod that that you said you missed. two very large items in pod were there, but you obviously didn't need them. It was also technically a Aghanim seed.
Yep. Other glove was Meridia and Hammer in Skullwoods.
Yep.
I figured you knew that. There's nothing I can tell you that you don't already know.
So I went to Desert the first time, trying to skip Aghanim, and turns out it was just Agina that had the mitts for me. But I did get to kill GT and scout the Ice Rod, and that set up my end game pretty well.
Yeah, and you were also the first amongst our restream to scout Left Side Swamp. Everybody else, Asder is now just going through Swamp Palace. Asder was actually really late getting to the Hammer because it was in Pendant Skull Woods. And the first time he was there, or wait, no, there was no first time he was there.
Yeah, Skull Woods bit me yesterday when I was running a seed yesterday. So I checked there first this time and got rewarded.
And JC, actually, I'm just noticing on his tracker, is also still hammerless.
He has stayed within logic the whole time, so he's doing well. He's got a couple major checks left to do, but I think that in the short run he'll be there.
Well, JC picked up the Pegasus boots and Space Jump early, but he didn't go to Meridia first before picking up Varia Suit, I think. Yeah, he sequence broke the speed booster stuff, but Hydra Power is the one who stayed in logic the whole time.
I'm sorry, I brain farted. I thought I was looking at Hydro Power when we were talking about JC. That's my bad. My brain just took it.
Is this as they're skipping Red Cane?
Oh, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy.
That poor guy. He's gonna look everywhere for that thing, and it's gonna be right past the place he just was. You know, that's.
Well, and here's the other thing. He's about to go kill Mothula and pull the pedestal.
And that's probably going to be when he dot forfeits. Because you're going to be like, oh, dang it. I was wrong.
Which, to be fair, we still do not know where this is, because, yeah, Book has been missing in action, Ice Beam has been missing in action. We thought we were going to find Spring Ball in GT, but you found the big key in the Hope Room, so...
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to explore the rest of Gain's Tower. Thanks, Aussie. Had to make it too.
Well, I was going for the sub 230, but went a little.
I thought you were going to make it, man. I predicted that you were.
Well, if I had ice and speed, then there was a chance. But my Torian was so slow.
If that's slow, I'd hate to see fast.
Fast is a great watch. You should check it out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is this also our first Mothula kill of the
I do not believe so, no. I swear I've seen Mothula die before.
Both items are in the front of Skull. So, no reason.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe nobody else. I must have seen it somewhere else.
Well, either way, it's going to take another couple minutes because unfortunately, Aster just took a KO to Mothula.
JC's going to kill Mother Brain.
I can understand this. I mean, this is a very common thing to see. If you're struggling with A Link to the Past, you don't know where to go next just yet. You figure the play then is, all right, let's just go get Torian out of the picture now, and
That way
just
I don't
never
have to come back.
Yeah.
Yep, I know that feeling.
Aster is also still only running on 10 hearts green mail.
Yeah, and he took his vengeance out on Mothula that time. Tired of your crap, Mothula.
And hydropower just now, and clearly frustrated with it.
He's not
picking
happy.
up, finding the Pegasus boots and space jump in Brinstar Reserve.
Oh, that's gonna be that's so frustrating. You've been looking for something for 2 hours, and all of a sudden you find it, you're like, oh man, I walked right past.
It was right there.
It's a major face palm.
Well, I guess you can kind of get your pedestal hype in chat.
Yeah, this could be interesting. Or nothing. Probably nothing. Yeah.
Nope, missiles.
Womp womp. Yay for pedestal having missiles. The most glorious missiles of all.
And it's funny because it was looking real good for pedestal once we saw Hammer pop up. Because by that point, I think Aster had found the fire rod in Meridia. Because Aster was the first one in Meridia. As soon as he picked up that gravity suit from Croc, that's practically the first place he went.
Aster's about to kick himself in the pants. He's going back to Swamp for the third time.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has to drain the swamp again.
He knows it's here now. He's like, he's got to know, and he's going to kick himself. This is not going to be this is going to be tough. And JC getting caught by the baby. Hydropower coming out of the waterway.
Yeah, Hydra's hiccup right now is that he needs to go back to X-Ray to go get the mirror, and then go to Showcase Showdown for the Ice Rod, and then go to Left Side Swamp for the cane. And go to King's Tomb for Bombos, as Mind of Me points out.
Yeah, he's got quite a few things he needs to get.
And a reminder, folks, this is what the logic was expecting you to do.
Yeah, he's gonna get his mirror right now.
So yeah, see, Mind of Me kind of wrote down the whole logic chain, like this whole sequence of events from start to finish here. So after the Sphere 1 checks, we had the glove on Agina, the morph ball
I hate to interrupt you, Captain. What is Aster doing? He's throwing a boomerang and shooting an ice rod and picking up fire rod and all this other stuff. I don't know what he's... Just a whole bunch of crazy stuff in the middle of that hallway.
It's called a remote control boomerang, or something to that effect.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was tabbed out as you said that, so I missed it, unfortunately. I'm sure somebody will clip it.
He was trying to hit the crystal switch with his boomerang from down below.
Okay.
You can do that?
I didn't know you could do that either.
Yep, it's a new thing you can do.
Huh.
Wow.
Look at the things we're discovering.
More than 20 years later, we're still figuring things out with this game.
Was it 29? It's 1990.
Although, to be fair, ETM showed us on Monday that A Link Between Worlds was apparently in development 25 years early. He got stuck in a wall.
Jay-Z is attempting to do a speed booster Zebetite skip. I can't do the ice beams in a Zebetite skip, so I have no idea how this even works. Like that.
Yeah, diagonal shine spark gets you in range, and there's Asder's cane.
Well done by JC to get that shine spark. That was very well done.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Also, JC in a slightly better ammunition situation by comparison, and he just got yeeted across the arena for a second there.
At this point, I would venture to say that most things in Super Metroid are not that easy.
And JC deciding to intentionally damage himself down early.
I mean, as long as you have 3 E-tanks by the time Rainbow comes, you're fine. I didn't actually realize until recently that charged beam, fully, Quispy beams are far better than Super Mist for this, apparently.
Yeah, super missiles only deal 300 damage, but I think a full Quispy beam, since it's 900, I think you could fire more than 3 shots, more than 1 shot per 3 super missiles by speed comparison.
Yeah, the DPS is the same.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. Okay. That's... Either way, I switch it up every now and then just to get a different feel for it.
So yeah, let me give me a second here. So yeah, going back on the whole logic chain. So the whole thing from start to finish was Glove on Agina, Morph Ball in Sank, a couple of Swords the Lamp, and Silvers, all nice and early. Then you were expected to go to Billy Mays to go get your flippers and your bow and alpha missiles. The flippers led you to your hookshot on Zor Ledge. Hookshot led you to East Death Mountain via Norfair Business Center to get your Moon Pearl. But despite all that, you still had to do Aga, because that was your only way to get to Dark World. So that way you can go to West Dark World via Hookshot to get your hammer. And let's see. With the hammer, you can then use Hookshot and hammer to go route your way to the Tower of Hera to go get your grapple beam, which led you to, and also while you're at it, go to Pod to get Various Suit and Flute. So then with Various Suit, you can go get, and grapple beam, you can go get your mirror at X-Ray, your gravity behind Croc, and your high jump boots in Middle of the Ocean, I think is the name. And then with Gravity Suit in tow, you can then lava dive your way to Power Bombs of Shame to get Speed Booster, or just go the regular way to through Norfair to get your Speed Booster, Power Bombs of Shame, and your Cane of and your Titan's Mitts in Meridia, and your Fire Rod also in Meridia. You could also go with Mirror in tow. You can then go to Swamp and get your Cane of Samaria. And then with Speed Booster in tow, you can finally get Space Jump and Boots from Brinstar Reserve. And with Pegasus Boots, or with Space Jump, you can go get your Ice Rod at Showcase Showdown. And with Boots, you can get your Bombos in King's Tomb. That is the full chain that was this seed.
Yeah, very easy to forget that Mock Ball is not in logic. So we're not supposed to have that space jump so early. And it feels like that's what broke the logic.
For the longest time, we were starting to think that the play was going to be Swamp and Pod, but for whatever reason, nobody was going in either direction. Like, Asder was dipping into pod about the same time you were dipping into swamp.
It was quite chaotic to see the logic chain unfolding as it was, had it been broken for 2 hours. And all of a sudden, we're still looking for that one missing link, and it's nowhere to be found. I mean, people are full clearing every single dungeon except for the ones that are needed where they're at. I think JC's going to get his hammer, and he got it. Okay, we also need to give him a single G because he did kill Mother Brain, and he has escaped back to Hyrule.
Very
So
true.
all he has to do is get his hammer and clear out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dungeons. So he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's going to manage.
Should also point out, we do now have a second place finisher as well. Solsky has finished in second place with an official SRL time of, if I could find it, 2:46.42.
Well done to Solsky. Asder's got one of the most full trackers in SMZ3 I've seen in a long time.
Meanwhile, JC has now picked up a hammer, and Hydropower is on his way through swamp, so hopefully will not double dip it for the cane like Asder had to do.
You mean triple dip?
Yeah, Asder triple dipped it, you're right.
It's like my favorite kind of ice cream, triple dipped.
Yeah, vanilla with chocolate syrup and rainbow sprinkles is where it's at for me. And now I'm hungry for ice cream. Thanks.
Every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I can.
Now, I believe Hydropower has been to Showcase Showdown, so I believe he knows about the Ice Rod. JC, meanwhile, is going back to Thieves Town? Oh, he must have skipped, he must have only done the first 4 and noped out. And gone straight to blind. Oh, he had to orphan the big chest. That's what it is. He had to orphan the big chest.
To be fair, chat, every now and then I make puns and I don't mean to. It was not intentional to say the missing link. I swear.
So, thanks to you two, Semper and Captain, for commentating. But I think I'll be taking off here.
All right, awesome. There is one more question that I have to ask you from chat. Mind of me wants to know how it felt when you got the plasma beam when you accidentally used the key in Turtle Rock to get the vanilla big key chest.
See, I knew I wasn't ever going to turn it on because I didn't have ice or churn. So it was just the seed being cute.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Alright, Astor has to be real careful here. He's down to half a heart. Does have cape
Woo!
and I think a bread potion to back him up in case, but
Living on the edge. Taking the safety door, I would absolutely take the safety door. Or not.
Astor, you are playing a very dangerous game, sir.
The lasers, you don't want to mess with those things. I think on the green mail, they do like 3 to 4 hearts a day.
It's definitely a lot. And yet
He's gonna
he
have
just-
a heart. He's gonna have a heart and a half to take down Trinex. Oh,
now he's only going to have half a
my
heart.
goodness. Well, it doesn't matter. A heart and a half a heart is irrelevant for Trinex and green mail. It's like 4 hearts of damage anyway. Okay, thank goodness he's got the medicine sick kid gave him.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I know he's got a bottle of red goo on reserve. That was pretty funny.
Done. Well done. And JC's taken down blind with the butter stick, or golden sword, or whatever you want. Stick o' butter.
I think I like butter stick better.
Butter stick's a good one. That just came to me off the top of my head. You know, sometimes I just say things without thinking. Sometimes it works. Sometimes.
Say in the same boat with you there, friend.
And down goes Trinex for the final crystal in Asder's repertoire. Hydropower is going back into swamp to go to the left side, so he's going to get his cane, which is the last thing he needs for well, he still needs bombos.
Yeah, still needs bombos and still needs ice rod.
Oh dear, he's still going to go back into Lower Norfair. That's crap.
Yeah, and he's already done beating Ridley. And yeah, King's Tomb is also way out of the way from his current position right now, too. So yeah, this is, fortunately, a lot of back and forth about to take place here. Looks like Asdor elects to do the same Hope Room route.
And Asder's going to the left side, or did he already go to the right side? I was
Grab a
definitely
key.
not looking. Okay. I'm really glad that I wasn't paying attention. And that I didn't have a brain fart.
What a way for this one to wind down, folks.
Yeah, we got one person ascending Ganon's tower and two others plundering the final remaining things they need from the depths of Hyrule and Zebes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now JC is also still down a fire rod, so JC is still going to have to go back to Meridia to pick that up. Which I'm curious as to why he has Titan's Mitts but not fire rod, although I guess, to be fair, fire rod was in the watering hole and Titan's Mitts were in the sand pits, so I can understand if he came from the other way that, or went straight to Dragon, that he might have skipped that. That's true, yeah, JC did Forgotten Highway. Oh. Oh, apparently he did get Fire Rod. So never mind, this cane is going to be his go mode.
I apologize, I was ambushed by a toddler.
That's okay. We just realized for a split second that JC actually does have Fire Rod, so this cane, if he goes to left side swamp, will be his go mode.
I would say not if. He's definitely heading that way.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, he's never completed any of his pendant dungeons. I can't imagine he's banking on Ped now.
You wouldn't flood this area and not go to the left side. There would be no reason to. Asder is making his way to the Moldworm 2 fight.
And that is Kane for JC, so that's going to put him in go mode at 3 hours and 19 seconds. Hydropower, in the meantime, is making the mirror checks here, so is going to get King's Tomb out of the way, which will net him his Bombos medallion. Looks like so far 2 singles and a double for Asder on Aga 2. And now it's Asder's turn to fight the big pig and learn about hot air balloons.
Yeah, hot air balloons, and let's get some bacon while we're at it, because, everybody likes bacon.
You know something? I'm surprised hot air balloons haven't existed in the Zelda universe until now. I would have thought with Breath of the Wild we might see them.
We got some more complex mechanisms in Breath of the Wild than hot air balloons, that's for sure.
You're not wrong there. And JC is just poking away at the Argai puffballs. Almost got the zero cycle. Asder is playing a game of Dodge Bat. Yeah, he's down to 2 hearts, and he does not have any other health measures left. Ganon is being really uncooperative with Asder on his teleports here.
And Green Mail at this point is, it doesn't matter if he gets hit by a bat or a hug, it's over.
Managed to squeeze in 3 arrows on that first cycle,
Wow,
though, so
that was
very
well
nicely
done.
done.
Well done.
All right, that's a single G for Asder, and now it's Asder's run to the big brains. All he's got left to do.
Really wish we did figure out where Ice Beam was, though.
Yeah, You know something? Did we see the entirety of Laser Bridge? I don't think so.
Negative, we did not.
So yeah, we're missing like 3 chests in Laser
According
Bridge.
to chat, last laser bridge was the location of Ice Beam, the last chest. I presume they know that from another stream.
On the subject of another stream, we actually also now have a 3rd place finisher. Miggs is our 3rd place finisher with an official SRL time of 3:03:31. How convenient, 3 threes for 3rd.
GG to Miggs.
Now, as we're winding this race down, folks, we want to bring your attention to tomorrow's SMZ3 race. Tomorrow night's SMZ3 race will be a hard logic 2v2 multi-world race. That will take place at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be a lot of fun, and we invite you all to join that one because it will be madness.
I definitely look forward to watching that. Multi-world is the most fun chaos, and doing it on stream will be extraordinary.
It's even funnier when it's like, we won't be seeing that in this combo, but it's funny in Ocarina of Time Rando when you give somebody an ice trap.
Oh, that's just mean.
The text box is great too, because normally it says, "You are a fool," but it says the other person who gets the item is the fool.
Those could have some really unfortunate timing.
Alright, Asder unfortunately also now has to do Iceless Torian here. Everyone, I think, is probably going to end up doing Iceless Torian. Unless Hydra decides to check the end of Laser Bridge. Uh-oh, Cold Stare Puff's got away from JC. And he's got to burn the sick kid's medicine now, too. And then burn the Cold Stare Puffs.
And Asder successfully got the baby skip. Well done by Asder there. And he's probably gonna try to do the speed sub skip, I'm guessing.
I would wager it.
Yep.
Alright,
Nice
JC's...
short charge, nice skip. Excellent. Perfect.
Very well done. JC, meanwhile, is on his way to Meyer. We will see if he elects to pick up charge out of the big chest.
Ain't nothing like hearing rapid fire missiles going into a big brain.
You got that right.
Especially one that's tried to kill us before. You think she'd learn? Guess she's not that smart after all, huh?
Not really. Now, as we're winding down here, folks, once again, please do not forget to give all of our runners a follow who have put on, again, they've just put on an astounding show for you this afternoon, / evening, / whatever time it is in your time zone. Uh-oh. Looks like Hydra may be going... Either he's opening the door or he's going to Turtle Rock without Ice Rod.
Banking that... Did he see it there?
I want to say he did, but he might not have. Yeah, it looks like he's going in. Oh my.
That is most unfortunate.
For this, if nothing else, Hydra will get Ice Beam as a result.
I mean, that's small benefit, I guess.
So, most likely will be our only runner, actually, on stream to not have to do Iceless Torian.
And here we go. Asder's in the final phase of Mother Brain. Time to eat some rainbow sherbet.
I can tell you my brothers do enjoy their rainbow sherbet.
At this point, I like anything that has sugar in it, so you know I'm pretty content with everything.
Fair enough. But Astor has told Mother Brain it's time to go, and now he decides, yeah, it is time to go.
And very nicely done on the vitreous fight with some silvers, and
And also, as we're winding down here, we also want to give major shout-outs to our trackers tonight, Link40 and Mind of Me, who have both done an amazing job keeping everybody, ourselves included, up here in the booth, on pace with everything going on tonight, because it has been a roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen.
Asder taking a small acid bath just so he can get his shine spark up the shaft.
I mean, it's still faster. And that is going to be a GG for Asder, who finishes in second place on our restream. And that is going to be good for fifth overall with an official SRL time of 3:12.40. Our fourth place finisher is Maniacal with a time of 3:06.32.
GG to both of them. We have JC taking his, or opening the door to his final dungeon. He will step in and destroy the terrifying turtle. And we are joined in the booth by Asder. GG, Asder.
I'm so tired.
There's the book, and the book was in Mimic Cave.
Oh my.
So what are your thoughts on the seed, Asder?
It was really interesting logic-wise. I thought it was pretty fun. I just forgot to go finish Swamp after I found the hammer. And me isolating the hammer is probably not that common. Like, I'm guessing most people got the hammer at a reasonable time, so...
Actually, if you could believe it, JC got the hammer after you did. And
that doesn't surprise me that much. I mean, one person, that's...
It wasn't exactly in the best of places.
It wasn't. The main thing I didn't like was, I didn't like, having Fire Rod already. I like the pendant skull dip a lot more if you don't have Fire Rod, because then you don't have to decide whether you want to beat it or not.
Yeah, actually, the seed, sort of the pieces falling together really started to. The seed really started to come together when you went into Palace of Darkness. You were the first one, I think, to go to Pod. And,
Yeah, I think he was. He gave us the first looks at what was in there, the flute and.
yeah, and Aussie, around the same time you did that, Aussie was getting cane
Yes.
in Left Side Swamp.
So that was known for a long time.
And meanwhile, Hydropower getting Ice Beam on Laser Bridge, but that means he's got to nope out because he's got to go to Showcase Showdown.
It's the wrong ice.
That ice rod was in kind of a silly spot.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of things were just in really awkward spots, which I didn't mind too much. It made it interesting. Like it wasn't like game-breaking awkward, I don't think, for the most part. But there were definitely some pitfalls that could happen. Oh yeah, sequence breaking. Like yeah, just sequence breaking with this a lot helped.
Yeah. Yeah, Aussie actually never ended up dipping Pod. He, just had 13 energy tanks and did the Grand Hell Run.
That makes sense, since he had Hammer. I was still looking for it. It's the main reason that I eventually went to Pod. I probably wouldn't have otherwise.
So, how much fun did you have with this seed?
First half I had a lot of fun. When I was down to looking for the cane, I didn't have any fun. I just stopped. I just kind of stopped trying. It's usually not fun when it's down to checking everything, and then I realized what my mistake was.
Yeah, actually, you scared us for a second right before going to Trinex. Suddenly going down to half a heart and just staying there until you went through the front door.
Oh yeah, I remembered I had a potion still. I kept forgetting that I'd used my fairy in Spike Cave. Like, I let myself die to a fireball in the Misery Mire lobby, that I, face tanked Mocula, and both times I still thought I had the fairy.
Ooh, this is just bad news. Hydropower is taking time to check the tablets.
Yeah, I don't know if he saw that it's down there.
That's another blue item that is not Ice Rod.
At this point, he's going to be tired of seeing that crap.
Looks like it. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, Hydropower has actually forfeited the race.
Yeah, let's give our GGs in chat for him anyway.
We also have a 6th place finisher as well. Dorkmaster Fleck, I love that name, finished in 6th with an SRL time of 3:18:54. So with this, all that is left for JC to do is to defeat the Big Pig, and that is going to be all she wrote for this, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so he's gonna get the big key real quick because it's number 2, just like everybody else picked number.
And decided not to mirror. Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I think at this point, given the seed, everybody just wants to finish up and call it a night.
Yeah, people are getting. There's Hydropower 70 is joining us in chat. GG's to you, Hydropower.
Yeah, JC just had to go get the small key for the climb. Now, the only difference between JC and all the other runners is that JC... Actually, it's hilarious. Everybody's going to be fighting Ganon on a different mail upgrade. JC is on blue, Aster did it on green, and Aussie did it on red.
I mean, to each his own, I suppose.
Ooh, missed the one cycle on Landmolus 2. And that little Fire Blaster is giving JC a tiny bit of trouble, so Sword Spin, and that's all she wrote.
I still can't manage to hit those landmills with silvers. I don't know, maybe I'm just...
I mean, Landmolus movements are very inconsistent because of their wavy pattern. JC almost got knocked off by that fire bar that managed to hold his ground.
We're joined in chat by Maniacal as well. So yeah, there's a pretty good consistency that everybody did not enjoy the logic of this seed. Or at least didn't adhere to it.
Oh, yeah. It's a shame, too, because at first it was looking, or in Aster's case, because it was looking so good at first, because he was able to skip Aga 1, he was able to find Mitz, Fire Rod, and all that in Meridia, and then unfortunately just missing out on that cane. And waiting it out for a while on the hammer. Oh yeah, Speed Booster was really stupid today. Jeez, it's Speed Booster and Power Bombs of Shame logically required to get your Space Jump for Ice Rod and Pegasus Boots for Kings 2. I still can't get over that. All right, it's time for JC's big pig fight. All right, one more duck, sheep, and rooster falling into the hot air balloon later, and JC is swiping away at the big pig.
With Butter Sword and Silvers, this is pretty free.
Indeed. Gets the torch glitch. Okay. Never seen Ganon go down on that particular frame. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Boom!
Get your GGs in chat for JC87, who finishes in third place amongst the restream, I should say, 7th overall. And the Triforce says, "I'm sorry, but your princess is in another castle." Yeah, I'm sorry. Good way to describe this seed.
And we are joined in chat by JC.
Hi.
GG.
Well, the one time I don't hop into skull, it burns me pretty bad. I don't remember how long I was waiting for Hammer in Samaria.
Yeah, it was a while.
Don't feel bad. You're not the only one.
Yeah, Aster pretty much last location is Hammer too.
No, absolutely last location is Kane.
Yeah, I wanted to hop into... I thought about hopping into Swamp. It's like, wait, I don't have a hammer. Never mind.
So, tell me your thoughts about this seed.
It was fun. No big deal. Trying to remember everything. I forgot if Eastern actually had anything.
Eastern did not. Eastern was actually barren. The one pendant dungeon that actually had nothing in it.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting spread that led me down the wrong rabbit hole. I just got more items. I was gonna leave all the speed booster locations alone, and then I got it right before I was gonna go to Mother Brain. Or effectively right before that, so it's like, okay, there's just 2 locations I don't know the actual items to yet, so let's just do that. But that led to nothing.
Yeah, this seed was really beneficial if you broke logic early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
I
This was-
forget which hell runs are actually in logic and normal. I don't think any of them are. I don't know.
in normal mode, they're not in
Normal mode,
logic
there are
at all.
not. In hard mode, it's the Ice Beam, Bubble Mountain, and Croc. But in normal, there are no hell runs in logic.
Okay, so the seed basically wanted you to do Aghanim immediately.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Because Varia was in Pod.
Right, and Hookshot was your only way to get to West Dark World to get to Skull Woods, which was on Zor's Ledge, which was locked behind the Flippers, which were in Billy Mays.
Lovely. Oh well, that was fun.
Any closing remarks?
Don't make silly mistakes like I do. I kept changing my mind halfway through things. I normally don't dip out of thieves as early as I did, but I've got both keys, map, and compass. Like, okay, there's something in the big chest. Let's not do this yet. Turned out to be nothing anyways, but oh well.
Sometimes you just gotta make your mistakes and learn from.
Oh well, doesn't help that I'm also a bit rusty on, especially the SM side.
Would you like to know where your charge and ice beams were?
Somewhere in A Link to the Past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charge was in Myers' big chest. Ice was on the last chest of Laser Bridge.
Terrible, terrible locations.
Yeah. Actually, given that all my go mode items were just to get inside T-Rock, I probably still wouldn't have checked out Laser Bridge at that point as well. Because it didn't take me long to get enough ammo to be fine without it.
Fair enough. I think we're gonna wrap some things up, Captain. I did the lead in, so you can do the lead out.
Sure thing. I guess before we wrap up, we once again want to remind you that tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be doing our hard 2v2, hard logic 2v2 multi-world SMZ3 race. Again, we invite you to come to that one tomorrow night because that is going to be some very good entertainment. If you are looking for more speed gaming action for the time being, we have currently a few tournament races just wrapping up, but we also have the A Link to the Past Randomizer daily race, the Open Sunday weekly race on Channel 4 in progress right now. We also have a few other various races taking place at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Channels 1 through 3. For tomorrow, on top of our SMZ3 race at 9 in the morning, or 9 in the evening rather, excuse me. We also have additional Link to the Past Randomizer daily races and tournament races. So we invite you to check out the schedule at speedgaming.org/schedule and check what other events may be in store for you later in the next couple of days. Once again, shout outs to our runners JC87, Asder, Aussie 101, Hydropower 78, and the 5 off-camera runners who participated in the race tonight. Shout outs to our trackers, Linkforce Zero and Mind of Me, who both did a great job, A, making sense of the logic, and B, keeping us on track, for lack of a better term. And of course, my co-commentator, Semper Firedog, for being, as always, a great commentator buddy.
The trackers definitely kept us honest, and they definitely don't get as much credit as they should. So I want to make sure that we give them a shout out every single time, multiple times. So with that, I am going to be bouncing out because I got my dinner ready and it smells good. But I'm Semper Firedog, and I'll see you all next mission.
Yes, thank you all for watching. Have a great night, and we will see you next mission, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.